What's going on, drinking buddies? Brand new one coming right at you. But real quick, we gotta do the ad thing. Trying to make some money in this motherfucker. First and foremost, we are brought to you by the video versions of ANWD Drink. The video versions are available on Vimeo for 99 cents an episode, or $6 a month gets you unlimited streaming of all the episodes. Weird facial expressions, some nudity, some visual gags that are edited into the episodes. It's a lot of fun, and it supports the fuck out of the show for you to pick up the video versions. So check them out today at www.anwd.net/videos. Once again, that is www.anwd.net/videos. We are also brought to you this week by our friends at Vinyl Me Please. Vinyl Me Please is the Record of the Month Club, the best damn Record of the Month Club. In fact, every month, Vinyl Me Please features one album that is essential to the modern vinyl collection. Each record is pressed exclusively for Vinyl Me Please, and has features you can't get anywhere else. Things like bonus tracks, inserts, color variants, and comes packaged with a 12x12 album-inspired art print and custom cocktail pairing recipe. If you're into vinyl, if you're into music, join Vinyl Me Please. It's awesome. It's not like Record of the Month clubs of old. It's month to month, no strings attached, cancel anytime. It is fucking rad. So go to www.joinvmp.com/ANWD. Once again, that is www.joinvmp.com/ANWD to sign up today. We are also brought to you this week by Loot Crate. Loot Crate is a monthly mystery crate that delivers the best in geek and gaming gear, from collectibles, apparel, tech gadgets, art, and other epic gear. It's like Comic-Con in a box. For less than $20 a month, you get 6 to 8 items that include licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, and unique one-of-a-kind items, and much, much more. You have till the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe to receive that month's crate. When the cutoff happens, that's it. It's over. Turn off the lights. And of course, by supporting Loot Crate, you put a little money in this little drunk's pocket. I always appreciate that. So sign up today at www.trylootcrate.com/ANWD. And guess what? If you enter the code BRIDGE10, you will save 10% on any new subscription. Drinking with us this week is comedian, fellow podcaster, Billy Procida. So this is actually the second attempt at me and Billy trying to get an ANWD Drink on the air. We did another one a little over a year ago that never made it to air because, it was just bad. Billy was being a little dickish. I was being a little dickish. It wasn't a good look, so I never aired it. Probably never going to. But this one was fun. If you're ever going to check out the video versions, this is a video version you should check out just for something that happens almost at the 2-hour mark. It's still pretty funny audio-wise, but video-wise, it is goddamn amazing. So, sit back, relax, pop a cold one, and enjoy, drinking buddies.
When aliens come to take over, they look at us like we're out of our minds now. We're gonna galactic makeover, and now we're thinking that they just might be right. I cannot wait for this whole world to end. I'm gonna break out the bottle with my friends. I think they'll tell the best stories when we're gone. And now we drink.
Now we're recording.
Oh, yeah, it's late. Well, salute, sir.
Salute.
May I be less of an asshole on this one.
Which the audience has no clue about because you're one of the episodes I never aired.
What?
I never aired your episode.
It never aired?
Nope.
I'm almost hurt. Yeah, wait, so how was I such a dick?
Well,
I mean, why that has more to do with my childhood, but like, how was I a dick?
well, you were still very freshly not happy with me about things I did in the fucking booth.
Was it in reaction to that?
Yep.
I don't know why I thought it was before all that. Okay, wow.
No, it was definitely after that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. See, this is where I destroy something you love, I believe is a direct quote.
Oh, well, then I think I accomplished my task. There we go. Great. I feel justified if that was my mindset.
Yeah. And in review, I'm like, this wasn't a good look for either one of us, so let's not air that.
Whatever's clever, man. Well, I'm glad to be back.
So for the audience, Billy Procida is making his first appearance.
My first hopefully aired appearance.
Yeah, we'll see if we just put this one right in the trash again.
You never know with me.
I know. We're a minute in. I'm already nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous.
I'm not actually nervous.
Okay. Then be nervous.
I'm not fucking nervous. How's your fucking AVN, man?
AVN this year was a little slower for me. I don't know. I was very socially anxious the whole time. I went alone. I gotta stop going to these alone. I gotta start going like with somebody. I gotta like bring a date or an assistant. I just need someone who kind of has to listen to me talk. Someone to hang out with. Someone who's like semi-forced to hang out with me.
Hey, I am susceptible to bribes.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I'll get invited to things, but I can't tell if they're invites or people are just telling me what they're doing. So it'll be like, oh, we're going, they won't frame it in, hey, like for example, one porn friend of mine, she goes, hey, what are you doing tonight? And I was like, oh, I don't have plans yet. And then I was like, well, if you guys need, I basically said, hey, if, I got no plans, hit me up if you, after the award show, you're trying to do something. And then like she's not responding, but that's also because I know at that point she's on the red carpet. But in my mind, I spin this fairy tale where I'm like, yeah, no, she wasn't asking me because like she wanted to see if I wanted to hang out too. She was just asking because like I was, asking the weather. Or I'm the type where like if you're inviting me to a party, you got to tell me, hi, Billy, we are doing this tonight. Would you like to come with us? Otherwise, I just assume I'm not invited.
I do the same shit. I absolutely do the same shit. It's like, no, I'm like a fucking vampire. You have to spell that shit out and invite me in.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a weird history where like I got bullied and I was excluded a lot, like from the age of like 5 to 17. I did have one sort of friend who was honest with me, which was nice. In high school, when I would go home for breaks, he would, I'd be like, what are you up to tonight? He's like, I'm going to this party. And, he would be honest where he's like, I can't bring you. And the subtext of it is like, you're too much of a loser. I would bring you, but they're not going to let me. So let's skip the part where they don't let you in at the door and I just don't bring you out. And there was always that understanding where like I respected it because some people would think that's rude or mean. I'd be like, no, he's being honest. It's meaner when you're like, what are you doing tonight? And then you lie and say like you're staying in. And I'm like, oh, no worries, cool. Enjoy your movie. And then I see, 2 hours later on social media, you're all out and about. That's so much worse than just telling me the truth.
100%. 100%. I don't know why more people just can't be honest with people and to be like, hey, here's the situation. It's much easier. I had a similar situation with a friend of mine's wedding where my co-host at the time was invited to the wedding. And they're like, oh, we're just going to Vegas. Oh, I'm like, oh, shit, I ain't got nothing to do. I'll just roll with you guys. And they're like, well,
about that. I also like that how, like, whatever, a few minutes into this thing, I've already just billed myself as very unlikable. It's like, hey, everybody, if I know you should all be listening to the show right now, but I am a loser, so stay tuned.
Oh, no. You forgot that you prefaced it with, we've done this once before, but I was too much of an asshole to air this.
Oh, that might explain why I'm such a loser. I should be nicer to people.
That's not part of your charm.
I am trying to be nicer. I'm like making a concerted effort to do that and like roast people less, compliment more. I've been like messaging over the last year and a half. I've been like just starting to like message comics randomly and telling them like I'm really happy for them or that I thought that status was really funny. I'm just trying to be nicer. I don't know. I'm trying to put a little bit more positive energy in the world. I'm kind of tired of just arguing and being mad and so lame. I just want to be able to like, hey, I love that haircut and sincerely say that. That's what I'm doing these days. If anybody wants a compliment, just like, DM me tweet at me at the Billy Procida and I will happily just give you a compliment.
His idea of a compliment though is to tell me that I look like Jerry Garcia every time.
That's a cool thing. Jerry's one of the coolest. I didn't say you look like you wanted to be called Stanley Kubrick. That's an insult.
He was a brilliant filmmaker.
And an ugly chud of a fuck.
Jerry Garcia wasn't winning any fucking.
Jerry Garcia was fucking.
Yeah, and you could smell the people he was fucking for a week afterwards on him.
Right, but he was. I don't know. I feel like I actually am trying to. So my dad is friends with Bob Weir. Long story I won't get into, but I have a Bob Weir connect, and so I actually have been wanting to reach out and be like, see if he would do my podcast if he's willing to talk about what it was like being one of the biggest jam bands during the sexual revolution. Because like I imagine the Dead got into some things, and if he's willing to share maybe a few explicit stories, I think that could be an interesting episode. But I'm also really nervous, like, you know, to email a 70-something-year-old man, be like, hey, can you tell me about your sexcapades from the 60s? So we'll see. We'll see about that, but
Do it.
yeah.
Do it.
I ran it by my dad once. He was like, yeah, no, I think he'd like that. I'll be like, okay. So I'm just like, I'm waiting for my moment.
Don't wait too long, otherwise you're going to get points on him.
I do have him on my list. He is an original pick for me on my celebrity death pool. So I would get double points. But like I said, I'd rather record before anything happens.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Don't wait too long.
Yeah, we'll see. I feel
How
like
many
he's
points
gonna
do how many points do you get if he dies on your show?
the same amount, sadly.
There should be a caveat.
I would really rather not. My dad would be heartbroken. I remember I've never seen my dad cry. I maybe saw my dad cry once, maybe. My sister said that my sister Morgan says she saw my dad cry like 3 times in our life. And one of those times was after Jerry died. My dad's a big Deadhead. It makes it even cooler that he's friends with Bob Weir now, because my dad used to imagine this. It's like he went to high school, kind of. He went to high school. He would skip high school to like go drive upstate and go to a Dead show. And now he's friends with the guy. Sometimes he gets to play on stage with him. Bob Weir officiated my dad's second wedding. Didn't officiate the second divorce, which I thought was a little rude. But you know, it's like that was his hero, and now he gets to be friends with. It'd be like if Kevin Smith wanted to finally like have me in a movie, and then we were like best buds. I'd be like, dude, I idolized you for forever. You know, since I was like maybe 12. So I don't know. I think that's really cool.
I agree. I believe me, if you want to hear an episode where I completely geek out, I had Dino Cazares from Fear Factory on a while back.
Who?
The guitarist from Fear Factory. It's a band. It's a metal band I listened to in high school.
Okay.
So he actually came on and told those kind of stories. He told tour stories. He was like, baby, this is all before I met you. And then just dove into fucking tour stories.
Okay.
Like explicit groupies and shit like that. And being as I've listened to his band since the mid-90s, I was definitely geeked out by it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm nervous. I would be nervous to meet Kevin Smith because I heard him tell that story about Bruce Willis. And then I was like, man, that sucks. You know, you meet someone you idolize and then he ends up being an asshole. But then I'm like, fuck, like, but what if Kevin's an asshole? Like, what if I were to meet him and then like he Bruce Willis'd me? So I almost don't want to meet him just so that like that facade is never ruined. I got to interview Jason Mewes once and that was cool. And I was really relieved that like he wasn't, like that he was a good, like a nice guy and everything. But also you see Jason without that makeup and like, fuck it, you know, heroin did a number on that dude. Oh,
well, Kevin Smith's got to be, or at least a remotely good guy. He put up with Muse through all the heroin addictions. Like, let him stay with him at one point.
I mean, yeah, look, I like to think, like I said, I like to think Kevin is the nicest of nice fucking guys, but also you never know, right? And like, again, he thought that about Bruce, and then he met Bruce, and then Bruce was a dick. And it's like, I would be genuinely heartbroken as if he died if I were to meet Kevin Smith and he was like a kind of full of himself asshole or something. I hope not, but we'll see. I did get to ask him a question at a Q&A in college. That was nice. He like ranted for 20 minutes. I just stood there wearing a suit jacket over a t-shirt because that's how I dressed in college. I was asking him about his bromance with Ben Affleck, and I don't know. I thought that was the coolest. That was like the closest I ever got to him. I'm really into Kevin Smith.
Have you watched Jane and Silent Bob the reboot?
I'm on a road trip right now. I live in New York City, so I drove out to AVN. I drove here to LA. I'm going up and down the West Coast. And then I actually don't know what I'm doing after February 10th. So my game plan is to look at that reboot road show schedule. And like, I'm just going to make a concerted effort. It's like, I'm going to see this and I want to see it in a theater. So I have not seen it yet. And I am planning to, because like, I don't know, what else am I going to do? Driving around the country. If they're staying there in Raleigh, why not drive to Raleigh?
Fuck it. Why the fuck not?
Yeah, we'll see. But you know, I really want to see it because I don't know. I've been excited about it. I was more excited for Clerks 3, but I will take this. It just seems like it will be a nice thing for the fans. A lot of like, you know, kind of fan service.
Oh, it's all fan service. I watched it
Oh,
recently.
you did? Would you get like a screener or?
No, it's available to purchase on iTunes already.
Already?
Yep. And it's only $10, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm in.
No, I will pay for it if I don't get to see it on the road show. But if I remember correctly, like there's some dates left. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't like followed the stuff that's outside of the Views universe. Zack and Miri Make a Porno's fine. Tusk is a little weird. Red State is interesting, but I haven't been messing around with the Yoga Hosers or Moose Knuckle if he made it or not. I'm kind of just trying to stay within the universe I fell in love with as a kid. What is great about like falling in love with Kevin Smith movies when you're like an adolescent is that it's like a Bo Burnham song. You just keep rewatching it and you keep understanding more and more jokes. Cause like I didn't smoke weed regularly until a couple years ago. I didn't even really know what weed was until I was, maybe a senior in high school and stuff. Like I had never like seen weed. I think I saw drugs for the first time legitimately in college. Like I was very sheltered in that way. So as I would have friends who did stuff, I would learn terminology and then I would rewatch the movies and then jokes would start making more sense. Could be like, oh, or this. Same thing with like the sex jokes. Like, when you're 12, you don't understand certain jokes about rim jobs. You don't even really know what a rim job is. But then you finally get your butthole licked and you're like, oh, that's what he meant by that. Nice.
Meant by tossing salads.
Yeah, tossing the salads. Geez, I did not understand that Chris Rock bit, but I still thought it was funny. And then I had I actually never had my salad tossed, but I've had my asshole licked. I was like, okay, I get it. With jelly or syrup? I prefer syrup.
See, you don't even need to know what the sex act is because the delivery's so good on that shit.
Oh, yeah. Chris is great. I saw him at Slave Play right before I drove out here. That was interesting.
What's Slave Play?
Slave Play is like brilliant, and I feel comfortable sharing like the plot only because it's now off Broadway. Because previously, like you couldn't really tell the plot without spoiling it, but it opens with like 3 slave vignettes, like antebellum South slavery vignettes, with some taboo, like interracial sexual acts. But then all of a sudden, someone like screams Starbucks, which is clearly their safe word, and all the scenes stop. It's 3 couples, they're interracial couples, and they're doing like antebellum role play therapy to deal with like the interracial relationships and like racism and racial based trauma and things like that. So the whole thing ends up just becoming them in this group therapy. And it's just fascinating. It was so fucking cool. I took my mom. I told my mom for Christmas, like, well, I'll take you to any Broadway show you want, not called Hamilton. She said To Kill a Mockingbird. I was like, well, my girlfriend got me tickets to that. So anything besides Hamilton or To Kill a Mockingbird. And so I said, hey, just look around and see what you want to see. She texted me back. Now, I knew about Slave Play. I already knew I wanted to see it because my roommate loved it. And it seemed interesting. But my mom texted me a couple days after Christmas, like, I heard good things about something called Slave. Let's see that play. And I'm like, Slave Play? You want to see Slave? Okay. There's full nudity in it. It's mostly sexual because it's about like a lot of sexual performance stuff in relationship to the interracial like dating dynamics. Like a dude strips down full on naked and we see some full on dong. That's what Bobby Procida wanted to see. I was like, all right, Mom, we'll take you. We will take the 50-something white lady from North Jersey and we will. Like she left there being like, oh, I had no idea. It's like, I like to think that Bobby left Slave Play a slightly better white woman than when she went in. And then that seems like an accomplishment.
Hey, whenever you can improve white women, it's always a good thing.
Yeah, we're working on like 53% of them. So
those are some generous numbers. I think we got a lot more than that.
I mean, that's the number who voted for Trump. It was like 53. I forget if it was for Trump or if it was 53% of white women voted for that dude in the governor's race in Georgia. But, white ladies, they're the issue because if they're not the issue, then we have to focus on white men again. And I'm just so tired.
Exhausting. Absolutely fucking exhausting. But 53.
I have tics.
I know you have tics. That was just one I'm not aware of.
One of my tics is rolling my eyes to the top left corner.
Okay.
Corner.
Like making me paranoid. Like, what?
Yeah, sometimes I also will flex like a pec, usually the left one.
Well, I know about the peck and the stomach touch.
You know about the stomach touch? Did we cover it? Is that why?
No,
You've just seen him?
I have eye holes.
I don't know. Some people are like, I don't know what's going on with him down there. Yeah, no, I tap my belly a lot.
I know. It's like you're tapping a keg. It's not a keg anymore, Billy. Don't worry.
Just like,
It's got to be more than 53% because that's 53% are voted. People who didn't vote are also very problematic.
Yeah, but if they're not voting, like, effectively.
You don't know how they're problematic.
I mean, I say it loosely. 53% of white ladies need to be worked on. I was just referring to that. I mean, everyone needs a lot of work. There's a lot of shit going on.
Oh,
but it's not particularly funny.
No, not at all.
But I'm happy to rant on it. It just won't be very entertaining.
Well, let's not have that. Let's keep you entertaining.
Yeah, I don't want your friend to dub over my voice.
Oh, I'll get a woman to do you.
Hot. Can you get that chick?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe she'd be more comfortable using my words.
That would be an interesting turnaround.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, could you say the funny things Billy said?
Did I say anything funny? I felt like I've said 2 funny things this whole time.
I mean, one funny thing every 10 minutes is okay.
Well, what do you want to talk about, buddy?
Well, I want to talk about your road trip.
Yeah, let's see. I drove from New York. Here's the cool thing about road trips is that like I woke up one day looking at the World Trade Center, and like 3 days later, I was 3 time zones over, 3-4 days later, I'm like multiple time zones over. I'm in a completely different part of the country. We're a completely different environment and climate and like attractions and sites. It's like, I really do enjoy that. Like a lot of people complain about like driving through Kansas or Ohio or Indiana or even New Mexico and Arizona. They'd be like, oh, there's nothing there. To me, I'm like, yeah, there's nothing there. That's so cool. Like, I'm thinking, if I see all that farmland, or if I see the ranches, or if I see the desert, I go like, who owns that? Someone's got to own that. I live in New York City. Everyone owns everything. There's literally nothing unowned. It's like someone has to be in control of this property. Why isn't it developed? Where are the buildings? It's like I get enthralled by agriculture. To see farms, I'll be like, what's that machine do? I've never seen that before. So like, to me, it's really cool.
You're like a kid on a field trip.
Yeah, no, I'm a total city boy. I mean, I grew up in the burbs and I went to boarding school in farm country in Connecticut, but I'm a total city boy. So to see all the different sites I saw, like, again, it's not like I saw a thing. I just saw like environments. So I see the farms, I saw ranches, I saw desert, and I was like, that's cool. But yeah, no, actually the first day was driving through a snowstorm in Pennsylvania, and I genuinely thought I was going to die. And I don't say that to be like flippant. I just mean like I sincerely thought like I'm gonna die because no one else is on the road. There's a bunch of snow. My brakes are shoddy, and I'm just like, I shouldn't be out here because no one else is out here. I'm the fucking idiot. But no, I have to get to Pittsburgh and do 25 minutes in a bar show. That's what's important, not my personal safety. But then I actually got to Pittsburgh, and like a bunch of fan whores, listeners of my podcast, were there. One guy had a bag. He's like, here's some whiskey and some cookies. And then like, he turns out they were weed cookies he baked.
And they're very effective weed cookies.
Oh, Billy, yeah, they were.
Billy fed me one last night.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I gave you one. It's not like I fed them into your open mouth, like,
like grapes.
Baby bird. Yeah, I didn't do.
I was in a gold bikini. Billy was standing over me, just breaking off a piece of cookie, feeding it into my mouth.
Yeah, no, they were good. I didn't knock me out.
I know. We started to put on a movie, and I mean,
you put on a movie. You were like, can we watch this movie? I'd be like, you can watch the movie. I'm going to go to bed. But I was like, I think Matt needs to watch this movie. And I think Matt needs to not be alone while watching this movie. So I will physically be here because I'm trying to be like a nice friend. But also, I'm going to go to bed.
10 minutes after the movie started, you were asleep. I just turned it off and left.
Oh, okay. I thought you just stayed there.
No, that'd be super weird.
Really? I don't know.
Here's my sleeping friend and my 90s action movie.
You were so sad last night.
I was.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I sincerely had a moment. It was a moment, but I had a moment this morning. Still on the couch, and I was like, I hope Matt didn't do anything dumb to himself.
Yeah, I ate a whole fucking cookie.
Yeah, well, that's fine. And I sincerely felt that on one hand. And on the other hand, I was like, yeah, what if he's like hanging off the balcony right now? And then like, I have to explain that to cops. I legitimately was out loud talking to myself very quietly because I didn't want to wake you. But I'm on the couch talking to myself like I'm talking through my alibi And I'm not even exaggerating. I genuinely thought, like, I don't know, maybe Matt killed himself, and then I might actually have to talk to police today. It even got as intricate as like, well, officer, like, I'm gonna have to leave. I'm leaving Friday night or Saturday morning because I've got to go up to the West Coast. So unless you're gonna charge me for something, like, I am gonna leave then. I also could circle back around like on February 11th for a few hours if you need me. But like, I'm gonna continue my plans. I said all this out loud to nobody. I'm healthy.
Yeah, I'm glad that me being minorly bummed last night made you think I was suicidal.
You seem more than bummed, dude. I was concerned. That's why I checked in on you this morning. I was like, my friend seems sad.
Oh yeah, I was sad.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I give a shit.
Well,
You know how hard it is to find like a competent sound engineer? Or just someone who like randomly hypes me up? Yeah, that's difficult. I can't lose that. But also, like, you know, life is sacred or something.
yeah, whatever. Life's meaningless.
Yeah.
In 100 years, it'll be like neither one of us ever existed.
Yeah, but the road trip is being fun. Sorry, there's like a thing in my ears.
Well, no, just the segue off of like, oh, just abject nihilism onto the road trip.
No, it was kind of cool because like this one guy, Charlie, so I send like an email blast to people on my email list, like in Pittsburgh, when I'm doing a show in Pittsburgh. And like apparently no one else got it, but Charlie saw it. And then he like texted other people, and then that person texted this other. So like people texted each other. So like a little group of whoreheads showed up at the show. And that was a nice surprise. Then I slept at a listener's place in Indianapolis. Like, I'm a professional poor person, so like I will use Instagram and Twitter to like find free places to stay. I'll just be like, hey, you're all strangers, but if anyone has a couch I can crash on in this area, please let me know.
This is exactly why Billy was hoping I didn't commit suicide last night, because he's crashing here tonight too.
Yeah.
If I was dead, he'd be like, I gotta find another place to stay.
I mean, I'm already still trying to find another place to stay for the rest of this week. But it was cool that like, you know, there's something to that to like build a community around something that you make, and then to have, you know, kind of people show up for you. So when I am in another place, like I do tend to find somewhere to sleep if I need to, or, you know, I'm on the road and I was like, hey guys, you know, here's some really cool ways to help me out. If you want to send me like gas cards or like an Airbnb gift certificate, or like here's my Venmo Cash App. And like I've already gotten some people who've like sent me like $50 here, $20 here. Like, hey, you know, stay safe on the road. Hey, use this for an Airbnb or like a motel room if you need it. If you decide you're tired, you need to pull over. Like, you know, there's something cool about that. I mean, Jesus, for Christmas a couple years ago, like this couple who listens to my show in Mississippi, they bought me a bed. They bought me a new mat, they bought me, a bed frame. So I really enjoy that aspect of like what I do, is that there's like a community there, and that they seem to really like me, because not a lot of other people do. It's like, if you don't listen to my podcast, there's no reason to think I'm cool.
I agree.
Yeah? You feel that as well?
Yeah. I don't listen to his podcast.
That's okay. I don't listen to yours.
I know.
But I still support you.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much hearts.
Yeah. I mean, I generally support you for money, but.
But yeah, man, I don't know. So what? Indianapolis, a crash set of fans. Played some Mario Kart with her and her very skeptical husband. Because like I get there at like 12:30, and she's like, hey, hi, this is my husband, who's like still a little skeptical that you're staying here. And I was like, I mean, I am, like, look at my face. That's a fair, you know, concern to have. But also it's crazy that I just go sleep at strangers' places, but that's how I operate in the world as a white man. Like, what's going to happen to me? Come on.
Probably not much. I mean, no one really wants your organs.
Yeah. And then I stay, there's a fan who I slept with once. She lives in Missouri, and we wanted to hook up again. So she got me a hotel room, and then we fucked around in the hotel room. We went out for drinks, tried to fuck in a bathroom, then realized she was way too drunk. And so I had to like nip that in the bud, which sucked. You ever do that? Have you ever had to, like, you're fully prepared, you're hard, you're like almost opening a condom wrapper, and then you're like, I can't do this.
Yeah, I've definitely had that.
Yeah.
I've definitely had that happen. I definitely was hanging out with a performer friend of mine, and it was just her and I hanging out at her place, movie night.
Billy, I don't have sex with the porn stars that often. What are you talking about?
I'm telling a story where I didn't have sex.
Okay.
I did not have sex.
I was calling him out early, like a couple hours ago. I was like, dude, it sounds like you're always fucking porn stars who are on your show. And he's like, not really. It's only sometimes.
It happens occasionally.
But then every other story is about you like doing something naked with a porn person. I would be curious if like we got a breakdown of your overall sexual partners, like the percentage of which that are porn performers. Because like for me, I probably count all of them on like one, maybe two hands, and then like it's such a minimal percentage. But you, I feel like it's like 20%,
if not greater.
Okay, I mean it's not bad about it, it's just interesting.
Well, the reality of the situation is, I don't host a sex positive podcast, so dating in the real world sometimes is a little difficult.
Why?
Because I've had women just discriminate against me because of my connections to the biz.
Oh, that's why they're discriminating against you.
Well, that's what they're telling me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wait, what did they say?
I had met a woman, it had to be one of the dating apps a couple of years back, talking, made plans to get coffee. She's like, do you have an Instagram? Yeah, here you go. A couple hours later, I get a text. Do you work in porn? Like, occasionally. Like, I'm not a performer. I've never wanted to be a performer.
But do you really? Okay, like what do you mean when
occasionally I do PA work, I do non-sex roles.
Okay.
So occasionally, yeah, I do get.
You have won an AVN. Or were you nominated?
I was nominated. The movie I was in won.
Who beat you?
I don't even fucking remember.
Okay, I'm just curious.
It was some male talent who was doing a non-sex role.
Okay.
I do have a lot of industry folks on the show on top of it.
Sure, but wait, so what did she say when you were like,
She's
yeah,
like,
I'd do PA work?
She's just like, I've dealt with too many guys like you in the past. I'm not cool. I'm out.
Did you clarify like I'm not a performer?
Yeah.
What do you mean? How many porn PAs has she gone on dates with?
Apparently, she just
There are
discriminated.
definitely more porns. Like, there's definitely more male talent in LA than porn PAs. Like, I feel like there's 17 porn PAs in the whole city,
Yeah.
and like 1,700 male talent.
the ratio's not quite that much, but yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just like how many has this really happened to?
Apparently enough for her to be like, I'm out. But
Boo.
I appreciate that she saw herself out before there was any emotional attachment or we hit it off or didn't.
She seems lame.
Exactly. Why should I waste my time finding out that she's lame spending time with her when she just saw herself out?
Okay. But so wait, you think me hosting a sex positive podcast aids my dating?
I think it is more endearing than, oh, I get drunk with a bunch of porn stars.
I mean, when you say it like that, you could also say like, yeah, sometimes I hook up with porn stars.
I do say that.
Okay.
Apparently Billy's taking a picture of me.
No, I took a boomerang.
Oh, good. Even better. I don't exclusively hook up with people in the industry.
Okay.
Not exclusively. I just do some math on like my last handful of partners. Like, yeah, it's besides my ex-girlfriend, it's been a while since I've actually hooked up with a civilian.
Okay. Well, live your life, dude. No problem with that.
Yeah, there is and there isn't.
I mean, at some point, why don't you just open up your OnlyFans?
just start performing with people I'm hooking up with.
Yeah, start shooting clips. Why not? You're already doing it for free.
I don't want to be male talent.
Why?
I've never had a desire to do the job.
But you have a desire to have sex with female talent.
Depending on the female talent, it's not.
So why not just film what you do with the female talent?
I don't know. Maybe I just want it to be for us.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
just trying to read sincerity on your face.
Good luck with that. The majority of the female talent I've had sex with have been one-off hookups for the most part. It's not like we've been dating or anything like that. I mean, occasionally there's been some people that like, hey, I'm into you, let's date. And then obviously it's panned out super well because I'm still single. It happens. It's just the nature of when you're around a group of people, sometimes connections are made.
Okay. I won't fault you for it. Like I said, it's just an interesting observation.
Yeah, it's definitely not anything like high school Matt would have ever expected.
Yeah, well, high school Billy, definitely wouldn't have expected all this. I mean, I organized 4 gangbangs last year. I don't think he was expecting that.
What would high school Billy say to himself right now? Be like, if he just saw this.
How do we make this all happen sooner? It's like, it's nice that at 30 you're crushing it, but how can we fix 16-year-old Billy's problems? I'd really like to make out with some more people. Maybe maybe finger somebody. How can we make this happen now and not a decade later? I think that's what you'd say.
High school me would just be in utter disbelief. Like, you're full of shit. Why is the older me lying to me?
Well, yeah. I'll put it this way. The high school me certainly would be shocked if I found out that not only was I like doing well with women, but doing so well that other people asked me for advice on like relationships and sex stuff like that. Yeah, that was definitely a shock. That's a shock to everyone who like went to high school or grade school with me. They're all like, what? You? But I also think some of them are like happy it's me because like I wasn't a douchebag kid. I was like a real loser. I had no friends. I struggled with women. I had a lot of self-confidence issues. So I think like, although it makes some of the like faculty from my high school a little uncomfortable, the subject matter of what I do for work, I think that there is a sense of like good for Billy, with them where they're like, oh, yeah, I don't know if I need to see that on Facebook, but like I'm really happy for him. I think that's kind of the vibe.
So at what age do you think that you turned the corner? That
I was 17. I should say the beginning of turning the corner. I think me slowing down, in that when you see the corner, you slow down so you can like safely go around it. I think that slowing down started at 17, and it was like really more of a moment. And then like there were like 3 girls I made out with senior year. Woo. No, I had like no self-love, no self-worth, all that stuff. I went to this thing called People to People. It's like a leadership summit. It's like basically it's like a week, 5 days, 10 days, something like that. You go to this thing, you put it on your college resume. It's one of those. But I went, and really the first morning there, I woke up, I looked in the mirror, and I just looked. I wasn't wearing a shirt, and I was just like, oh, you're okay. Like my issues, because I have a lot of body dysmorphia, and I think those were the first times I really looked at my body and thought like it was like not a problem. And I immediately had confidence. I realized I could be whoever I wanted to be, and I could, being myself, like I could be funny and I could be confident, and I did. And I interact with people. I kissed 3 girls on that trip. I doubled the amount of women girls. Why am I saying women? It's high school. I doubled the amount of girls I'd kissed in a 10-day window, and that was like kind of cool. And that was really the beginning of my journey for like self-acceptance and gaining some confidence and learning like where I provided value and such. And in college, it was really where like sexually I definitely started to ramp up, for sure. With plenty of issues and faults and learning curves, but like the desire from other people was there, which was still shocking to me. It doesn't do it as much, but like for a really long time in my life, I was always surprised when someone wanted to fuck me. It was almost like, are you sure? Like that seems like I'm down, but seems like a not wise decision on your part. And
I still say that about myself to this day. So
yeah, I say it jokingly sometimes, but like I'm starting to believe it. Because it's I started identifying as cute back in March, so it's like I'm getting there. Yeah, the numbers can't lie at some point, but it is weird to think of myself as like a desirable human being.
But it's good you made that realization. Plenty of people never get there.
Yeah, but turning the corner for me was definitely like college was when I was like, oh, sexually I am able to do things, and then my 20s was really me just learning how to turn that corner, and then how to do it better, how to do it more responsibly, how to try to be a better partner to people. Not that I'm this like fantastic boyfriend, this fantastic lover now, but like it's a learning. You're always learning, you're always trying to improve and be better and figure out better ways to communicate and better ways to just kind of be. So I'm doing the best I can.
Nice. It's good shit.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Billy. You're welcome.
Grazie. And now we drink.
Well, I'm empty.
Boo!
Boo!
Would you like the rest of Knobs Creek, or do you want me to grab the other bottle?
No, we can do the rest of Knobs Creek.
Okay. Here you go.
I'm older than you are. I still struggle with trying to be a good partner. Mm-hmm. And it's still...
What's your main fault?
Oh, fuck. I don't think I just have one.
Okay, that's why I said your main fault, not your your subsequent faults, but your main fault.
I think my main fault is I've been single too long. It's like that Chris Rock bit where he's like, fuck, spacing on how it goes, but he has a bit about, if you've been single so long, you can't. I'm fucking this up horrible. But the reality of it is, I've been single.
Say you're sorry.
No.
Say you're sorry to Chris. Say, I'm sorry, Christopher, for fucking up your bit.
No.
I know you're a legend and you're one of the greatest of all time. And it was very disrespectful to quote one of your bits if I wasn't able to. So I just wanted to say I'm sorry because he's listening.
Totally. What Billy said.
Say you're sorry.
You're not the boss of me. You're not the fucking boss of me.
Okay.
I'm not apologizing for butchering shit on my own show.
Okay.
If I had to do that, I'd have hundreds of episodes to apologize for.
So what's your main fault as a partner?
No, that I've been single so long that it is difficult for me to be accountable to someone else. Like,
so you're selfish?
oh, fuck yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm just trying to translate what you're saying.
Well, no, it's not even that I'm selfish. Like, I am selfish. Don't get me wrong. I'm so used to not being accountable to anyone else that I just absentmindedly continue living my life like I've always been, even though I should be communicating with my partner. What's going on with me? Shit like that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
A little bit. I'm still a little vague on it, but what's more important is that you know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to be better about it. And another thing that, is a huge fault with me is I definitely get involved with people that I have no business being involved with.
Oh, like your ex?
Not that one.
All right. I didn't know if you told me that in confidence.
No. I mean, I've talked about it on air
All
already.
right, cool.
No, I mean, I've gotten involved with women that I had really no interest in.
So why are you getting involved with them?
I don't know.
You kind of know. You're too old to not have an idea. I know why I hook up with people that I'm not necessarily into.
I mean, generally it's just a sex thing.
So just to come.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like, oh yeah, you want to rub genitals? Cool.
I have trouble doing that. I gotta feel a connection to the person, or I can feel a connection to the scene. Like someone's like, hey, you're gonna come into this apartment and she's gonna have a gimp mask on. She's never gonna see you. She's gonna be on this massage table. I'm completely making this up. I'm not drawing this from my own personal life at all. But hey, you're gonna come in and you're gonna fuck my gimp mask, fucking mistress. She's never gonna see you. She can't blow you like you had originally asked, because she's wearing a gimp mask, and you're just gonna fuck her and go. And like, I can get into that because it's a scene and I can be turned on by the scene. But otherwise I need to be into the person. I need to like have some kind of conversation or some sort of assurance that you're into me specifically, not just the fact that like I'm a dick to you. So no, I definitely need that. But sometimes I do it because it's I'm lonely.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I've definitely hooked up with some people because I was drunk, horny, and lonely, and they're like, "Oh, hey, want to?" Sure.
See, in those cases, if I recognize like I don't know if I actually really want to, but like I'm horny and or lonely, and I still want the validation, I will counter with like, okay, not fuck, but how about like just I come over and eat your pussy? To me, that's like low stakes enough and something I can do, and it's like harder for her to turn it down. Because like if I reject, because I mean I read you some text earlier, I get in trouble with women for not fucking them, which is very strange. But I feel like they're a little less disappointed if I make it seem like I don't want to fuck that night, but I propose oral, because like they're still getting something good out of it. And then I'm like, oh, I get to go do something I know I'm good at, and then that's like a sense of validation. Even if I'm not into them, I'll be like, oh no, I did work tonight.
Well, I think a lot of women think it's odd when a dude doesn't want to fuck.
Yeah, because
they take it personal.
Because they think it's about them, because they think every dude is hardwired to want to fuck nonstop all the time, anybody. And so if you don't want to fuck them, then it's about them. And no, if in fact, learning that I don't have to fuck everyone who is consenting, it was so freeing and empowering for me, because I was like, oh, like I do have agency too. I'm a man. I guess. But I can choose who I want to fuck or not fuck. I don't have to fuck people at obligation. I don't have to fuck just because I'm just, even if I'm hard, even if my body is turned on, if I am not in the mood to have sex, like I do not have to have sex. Doesn't make me less of a man. I can, for the same reasons women are allowed to say they don't want to have sex, and they do not have to fucking justify it. I don't have to justify why I don't want to fuck somebody. And if I say like, hey, I don't really want to fuck tonight, but like I will finger fuck you very well, or I will eat your pussy, or let's hang out and jerk off together. These need to stop being things that are considered consolation prizes or like an affront to you. Like consider it like you just want to share a sexual space, as Nina Hartley will say. And whatever that space looks like is what it looks like. Let's all stop, making penis in the vagina to completion the end all be all. Let's expand our options. Oh my God, is it exciting to know that there are more options than me putting on a condom and ramming it into you, hoping I'm hitting the frequency that you enjoy. I would so much rather make out and like slide a couple fingers in you and figure out exactly what's going to make you involuntarily moan rather than me piling my penis, which can't bend at all, and just hope it works. Because if it doesn't work, cool. Now I'm inside you, knowing I'm not pleasing you, and you know I'm not pleasing you, but we're both going to finish. Boo. Fuck that.
Do you feel the need to pleasure women that you aren't necessarily into?
No, if I'm not into them at all, I would be like, no. Or, like I said, I might propose like a mutual masturbation thing. Like, hey, I don't know if I'm feeling this, but like, I'm really horny. You seem really horny. Do you want to like hang out next to each other and jerk off? Maybe make out a little bit? Because like, I don't think that should be considered an insult. I mean, I think that's better than like, hey, let's just go home, especially if we're both horny. If you're both horny and you're just like, I'm not into you, but like, I want to come right now. Let's just let's like take our clothes off and jerk off. That should not be seen as this weird thing. There's too many people who are like really tied to this. Penis goes in a vagina, and if not, it goes in her mouth. And if she's lucky, maybe he'll lick her twat. There's so much more. There's so many more options available. Like, why do we limit ourselves?
Puritanical standards. I don't fucking know why people limit themselves.
I mean, rhetorical question, but yeah, I just want to implore to your audience, like, expand what you think sex means. And oh my God, the door's just open wide. It could be someone spanking you while you stroke your cock. That can be sex. And like, isn't that so much more interesting than, but thrusting in the way you do with everyone else?
Depends on who the everyone else is.
Right. I'm just talking typically, it's just nice to have more options.
Yeah. Variety is the spice of life and all that fun shit.
All right.
No, but I've definitely had sex with people I shouldn't have had sex with.
I'm sorry to hear that. I have not fucked someone I shouldn't have fucked for a while.
Oh,
I hope you join me in that club one day.
I don't regret that fucking.
The ex?
Yeah, don't regret it.
You should.
Why?
Look at how much fucking pain it caused you.
Yeah, well, it did. It does, but
you can all hear the pain in his trepidation, right, everybody? Like, it's not just me here. I just want to make sure I'm not crazy. Like, you can all tell that he's like uncomfortable, a little nervous about it, and kind of just like he's pausing.
I'm pausing. Yeah, I'm considering
because even you don't believe what you're saying.
Oh, I do. I believe what I'm saying. I 100%, if the opportunity had presented itself and I hadn't taken it, would be kicking myself about not taking the risk.
Meh.
I would. I 100% would.
We don't know that. Hasn't happened.
I know myself well enough to know that I would be kicking myself over it. It's just, how I operate. I mean,
why is that?
I think the best way to go through life is trying to do what you'll regret less in the long run.
I guess time will tell on which one you will regret less. Like I said, it doesn't sound like she is a healthy connection for you right now, at no fault of her own, or not total fault of her own. It doesn't seem like a healthy thing. So, like I said, I still think you should delete and block, not out of malice, but out of self-preservation.
And I think I'm fine.
And like I said, you didn't look fine last night. And if we ate a weed cookie and we kept talking about it, I think you're going to not look fine again. And that's why I thought maybe you were hanging over the balcony. And that's why I checked in on you when I left the apartment this morning to go to the gym, which you did not go to, and you were in bed and I was. So I just want everyone to know that I'm better than you. But that's why I checked in, because I was like, you seemed really raw and rough, dude.
Yeah, I was. I mean, it was still a lot to fucking process. Yeah. Raw and rough about it. But I'm also not like...
Are you going to do it again next time she's in LA?
Who knows?
Well, I hope you can go from who knows to no.
We'll see. We will absolutely see.
Ooh, commit. Take a stance.
Well, then
It says backbone on your arm. Have one.
Well, in that case, yeah, I'm going to go right back into it.
Boo. Wrong answer. What's the tattoo that says backbone?
Luck favors the backbone, not the wishbone.
What's that from?
It's a quote from Doyle Brunson, a professional poker player.
I mean, I know. Look, I'm an addict. I know who Doyle Brunson is.
Okay.
Don't condescend to me.
I was talking to the audience. Billy Procida.
I think a couple people have Doyle Brunson in the death pool.
No, not Doyle.
100%. I forget how many people have him, but because I was helping my friend Eric do the list, because it's a lot of work for nothing. So I was helping him spell check everybody, and going through the master list, Doyle Brunson was in there, and I was like, I know who that is. No one has Pierre Negreanu or anything, but I think that was the only poker player on the list.
Okay.
One dude tried to sell us on because celebrity is a loose definition.
Oh, definitely.
But one dude tried to sell us on this one terrorist. But I was like, my argument to the admin was, if I Google a terrorist name and he doesn't pop right up, that's not a celebrity. But if that terrorist has a Wikipedia page, he's on the FBI's most wanted list, that's a celebrity. But this one guy chose some random obscure dude who's like, oh no, man, ABC reports that he might maybe be the new number 2. And I'm like, he sounds like a nobody though. What
I don't
are you
know.
looking for?
I was Googling Billy Procida to see if you popped up first.
It's always between me and my dad.
So which one used the celebrity?
Both.
Can you put your dad on the death pool?
I could if I wanted to, but I don't. I don't hate him that much.
I'm not
Also,
saying,
I get inheritance when that happens. I don't need to win an extra $200 off of that. That seems excessive.
double down, man. Double down. Why not?
It's not even close to double. No,
I don't know what your father's fortune looks like.
it's not really fortunate. It's more like
It's more than $200.
yeah, it's more than $200. Now, my first business card in comedy when I was junior in high school. It was junior in college. This 2009 or 2010, and I got my first business card, same business card I have today, because I feel like I nailed it. And it's just a simple card, and it says, "If you Google me and find an old guy in a suit, that's my dad."
Well, you pop up first.
Yeah. Fuck you, Billy Senior. I got the SEO going now.
I mean, he's number 2.
Yeah, clearly. We're the only Billy Procidas that matter.
And he's number 3.
Yeah, but we jostle a lot. That shit fluctuates often.
Yeah.
Click on the news tab. Tell me who comes up first. Probably him. Yeah. Where's my first article? I get press sometimes. Dude, do you have to scroll that long?
Yeah. NorthJersey.com. Norwood Man Sex Life, subject of live podcast.
My dad got that for Christmas. My dad framed that article, and I legitimately almost burst into tears Christmas morning opening it, because I was like, oh, I think my dad is finally proud of me. And then he kind of ruined it. And then he basically framed 3 articles that he had been saving. And like I said, I'm feeling very emotional Christmas morning opening it, because the record, the one you just read, that was the first one I read, and that's arguably the biggest one. I've been in the New York Post, but that's the newspaper of record in North Jersey. It's a big paper, and he had that framed, and I opened it, I saw that, I was like, oh my god, my dad is so proud of me. He wants me hanging this stuff, and I get really emotional. he's like, but then he ruins it because he was like, yeah, my Korean framer, he said to me, yo, wow, you must be very proud. You should be very proud of your son. I don't know if he could understand what he was reading, though. And I'm like, oh, Dad, you ruin it with just a pinch of racism every time.
Just a pinch.
It's not even racism. It's more like microaggressions. Like, he doesn't hate Korean people. He just thinks the guy, because he's Korean, can't read the slutty stuff that he was framing.
Yeah, that's a little racist. Just a little.
It's not, yeah, but it's not out of malice. It's out of like true ignorance. It's like a microaggression. It's like going up to someone who's Chinese and being like, "Hey, when did you come to the country?" Even though they're born here. I feel like that's less like overt racist. Maybe not over. It's not the right term. It's not malicious. It's like more of a microaggression.
It's just ignorant.
Yeah, my dad's a little ignorant, but he's also a 57-year-old white guy from North Jersey,
and a rich one at that. It looks like
I'm doing the best I can with him. Bobby. My mom, look, we took her to slave play. She's learning. I give her one article on sex work decriminalization. I said, could you please read this? She takes 5 minutes. She reads the thing. She goes, I had no idea that the cops could just harass women that they think are prostitutes or because they have a condom. That is terrible. How do we stop this? See, we get Barbara. She's learning. She's coming along. Dad, I'm just like, can I get you to go into a ballot box and hit the right button? I'm working on them.
Did your dad vote for Trump last time around?
I don't know. He went from saying that he voted for Trump to saying he didn't vote at all. My dad's also a registered independent. I'm not for nothing. I'm also a registered independent. Everyone's talking about the primaries. I can't vote in them.
Same here.
Yeah. And then they're like, what if it was an open primary? I was like, it shouldn't be. Like, a primary is supposed to be closed. That is a thing for your party. I should not get to vote. Like, a Democrat should not get to vote in a Republican primary. And likewise, I should not be able to vote in just any primary I want. Anyways, my dad's a registered independent. He hates all politicians. But I will always be like, so how's your guy doing? He'd be like, don't call him my guy. I'm like, you voted for him. That makes him your guy for 4 years. That's how voting works. Next time, vote better. That's why I tell people in the South. A lot of people in the South will be like, what? We're not all a bunch of hicks. We don't all hate queers. We're not all racist, blah, 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 blah. I'll be like, yeah. But the people you elect to office, the people you voted for are, and they literally are representatives. It's in the name. They are your U.S. representative.
It is the House of Representatives.
When you vote racist as your representative, we think they represent you. If you don't like that we think that of you, vote for someone who's not like that. And you know what? Until that particular party gives you a different option, you may have to press a different button and then demand that, your local party say, hey, can you give us one who doesn't hate queer people?
Or primary against them.
Right. So I always get a little whatever when people go, well, we're not all like that. I'll be like, well, the people you sent to represent you nationally are, so that's what I'm going to think of you till you do better. No, so my dad, I don't know if he voted for Trump or not. I know my mom did not. My mom voted for Hillary. My mom's a registered Republican, even though I think she voted for Obama at least once. She voted for Hillary. My dad either didn't vote or he voted for Trump. I don't think he knows what a third party is, so he definitely didn't do that.
Hey, as long as he didn't vote for fucking Jill.
He's in New York State. It doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter how he votes, but I just want him to do better. I'm trying. We were at dinner once. Me and my sisters and my dad, we were at dinner and he was like, it's at the peak of Me Too coverage. He's like, look, I'm just saying, if somebody said that I harassed her at work like that, I hope you'd be on my side. And we're like, thank God my sisters reacted the same way. We were all like, oh, no, that's not how it works, Dad. We look at evidence and listen to stories and believe women. We were like he's thinking loyalty. And we're like, no, just don't harass women at work.
Yeah, people's loyalty is how Me Too came about.
Yeah.
So many fucking people just enabling and being fucking quiet.
Yeah, but we work on Billy Sr. We're working on. For Christmas, before I gave him my gift, I gave him a piece of paper and I had the names and phone numbers of all of his his U.S. senators and reps, but also his state senator and his local rep and his mayor. I got the numbers. I was like, hey, you can call them if you have a complaint. If you don't like something they did, just, you can call. it's powerful. I called Josh Gottheimer because he was considering censure over impeachment. I called him, I was like, if he does that, I will dedicate all my energy to making sure he has a primary challenger. Then I told my mom that, and she's like, Joshy, no. I was like, that's how like local of a rep he is, that my mom feels comfortable calling our congressman Joshy. I'm like, he must have grown up like down the block if you do that. I don't know. I'm trying
She's
to
like, I remember when you used to trick or treat here.
Yeah. It's like, look, I'm just trying to get like my family a little bit more conscious of, political things, because they're all upper class. Except for me, everyone in my family makes good money or collects alimony enough to make good money. And I'm just trying to get them all conscious of like other people's experiences. Cause like me, like mine's going to mimic some other oppressed groups, at least financially, in the sense of like, I'm on Medicaid. So like my sisters don't qualify for that. My parents don't. So I want them to know like, hey, I was just really fucking sick. And you know what? I went to the doctor, I had $0 copay. I paid $2 for my prescription. Or, hey, I went to urgent care and I did this and I didn't pay a fucking dollar. And there's one party that wants me to not be able to do that. There's also certain like, candidates in the primary field right now who maybe don't want me to do that as easily. But the idea is just like, I'm just trying to expose them to stuff. Be like, hey, like queer people kind of live this experience, and maybe you don't surround yourself with as many, or the ones that you do are also affluent. So the money kind of offsets the queerness. And it's just trying to expose like a white North Jersey upper class citizenship to new ideas and new experiences. It's difficult, but I think it's an important work for everybody. And I know a lot of people are nervous to go home and like talk to people about politics in their family, and they're all like, oh, why can't we just have a nice dinner? But like also, if you're like white and straight and cisgender, or like at least a combination of those things, if you're upper class, if you're college educated, like it is a privilege to just want to have a nice dinner. Because there's a lot of people who they're trying to have a nice dinner. And I say trying because they're fighting on the way to dinner. They get pulled over by a cop and they're worried if they're going to die. But like I said, there are a lot of cowards out there. I just wish people would be a little more courageous with their family. There once was a time where I think it was okay to go home for Thanksgiving and be like, I'm not going to get into a fight. It's fine. It's okay. This is not that time. It's too extreme. Everyone's like, ooh, we did this. But look, we would not be freaking out if it was President Kasich or President Rubio. And as terrible as he is, I don't think we'd be like this if it was President Cruz. It is different. This is extreme. This is an exception. And we need to treat it like exceptional times, which means grow fucking backbone, not a wishbone, and make shit uncomfortable when you go back home. I sure as hell do.
See, I don't have to.
Why, they're dead?
Some of them.
Oh, good for you.
But
Those are less battles to fight.
Right? No, the majority of my family is pretty liberal.
Sick.
The only ones that aren't is my very rich uncle. And he's very rich, so there's no reason that he's gonna. It's like, no, this shit benefits me. Like,
look, Bernie said it the best though. Bernie, I should clarify, Bernie's not my guy. He was my guy in 2016, and I will be happy if he's the candidate. I'm personally Team Warren.
You and my mother.
Yeah. I think Warren's great. I think this is the right time. Bernie's a little old for me to be comfortable. Even though I know he'll beat Trump in a general. Honestly, everyone's like, I don't know who's gonna win. Everybody except like Tulsi Gabbard and maybe Joe Biden can beat Trump. Like, vote for who you want to vote for. Stop worrying about who's gonna win. They can almost all of them can win. But like my sisters are really liberal. Like everyone's liberal. My dad's more apathetic than liberal. Yeah, like that's more the thing. He's just apathetic. But Bernie, he did a speech in Brooklyn last year, and the idea of it, like, it's a big long speech, but at the end of it, the last like 8 minutes, it's centered around this question of like, vote for someone who isn't like you. And it's exactly what I've been trying to like boil down and tell people, with my listeners, my family, friends. Vote for someone not like you. And he didn't make it just identity politics. He wasn't like, if you're white, vote for black people. If you're straight, vote for queer people. He was like, are you willing to vote? Are you willing to help people get healthcare even if you yourself have good insurance? Like it's that type of thing. So that's the type of message I'm trying to relay to my dad and family. Vote for someone who's not like you.
Well, on the universal healthcare front, my argument has always been to everybody, your lot in life is not guaranteed. Having your health insurance tied to your employer, yeah, universal healthcare may not benefit you today, but it may benefit you tomorrow.
Right.
There's no guarantee that your corporate overlord will be like, and we're slashing your job.
Yep.
Or that your children may not need it down the road. You come from a fairly decent background.
Yeah.
I'm sure your parents never expected you to be on Medicaid.
Probably not. They all thought I was going to be a lawyer. And I don't take money. I don't like go ask parents for money. Like my parents aren't paying my rent or anything.
Right.
And you know what? If I really sold it the right way, I probably could get them to, but I don't.
Right. But that's the thing. Your lot in life wasn't guaranteed.
Right.
Stereotypically, you would have gone on to be a lawyer and had,
I mean, I chose a poor lifestyle, but yes,
Right.
I understand what you're saying.
Right. So it would be in your parents' best interest for them to support universal health.
But they don't see it like, they don't see it like, I mean, like I said, my parents pretty liberal compared to all, they're not like my mom's a registered Republican, but I think it's because she doesn't go like change the paperwork. Because honestly, if you ask her all the questions, they would probably more align with the Democrats. And my sisters, they are liberal. I don't want to say progressive because I feel like progressive is a little more radical, and I don't think they're there yet. But they're like, yes, we love queers, and yes, this, but also like they make good money working at Salesforce. So they're like, I don't know. I feel like they could get swayed with like a tax fucking argument. But again, it comes down to I keep trying to remind them like, please remember everyone else. And again, once the GOP gives us a candidate that's pro queer, that's pro black people voting, that's pro women owning their bodies, I can't wait for the day where I'm an undecided voter. Because that's all it's going to take. I just need to hear those things, and I'm ready to listen to you on taxes, defense, healthcare, borders, all that shit. But if you can't pass this basic litmus test of civil liberties for all Americans, I don't care what your stance is on anything else. And I'm trying to pass it on to my sisters, trying to remind them that like, just please always remember that there are people less fortunate than you. And they're not just less fortunate just because shit didn't work out. They're less fortunate because they were born at a disadvantage. And I just want you to remember and appreciate that, which means sometimes voting against your own personal interest because it's actually better for the country.
Well, in most of those cases, honestly, you'd benefit from it too.
Yes and no, but like, I'll put it this way. They might, but they also might not. But a lot of people would. And it's a lot of people who were already dealing with a disadvantage because of the various identities they were born as that they had no control over. It's not like me where like I chose to be a fucking artist person. I could have gone to law school. I could get an editor-in-chief. I was an editor-in-chief for like a half minute, like a year ago. Like I could go get jobs, but that's not what I want to do. But that's more of a choice. But like, if you're born queer, if you're born of a different color, if you're born, the religion one's weird to me because technically you can choose that. But the idea of like, if you're born into like certain aspects of your being, you shouldn't be at a disadvantage. And unfortunately, our society is still full of people who want to put you at that disadvantage. Even if the law says technically you're equal, if the people enacting those laws still see you as unequal, then that law actually doesn't matter still. So
I agree.
But yeah, I don't know. Like it's just so important for people to do the work at home and make shit uncomfortable. And I think it's very selfish to be an intersection of privilege and not make shit uncomfortable because you can carry that and people.
Well, but it also depends on how you make it uncomfortable because you're not swaying hearts and minds with just being like, "Fuck you, you're wrong."
Right, but that's not no one should start with "fuck you, you're wrong."
I agree, but when we just blanketly say "go home and make it uncomfortable," we should specify how.
Okay, how? I mean, my dad got an honorary doctorate last year, and now he's like, "Hey, you guys are gonna have to call me Dr. Procida," and I'm like, "Nope, never happening." My dad didn't go to college. And now he's got a doctorate from St. Thomas Aquinas. So I go and I went to this little he wanted to have a little dinner. I had a dinner with him and his girlfriend. And his girlfriend's very nice and very polite. But, there was something that definitely was uncomfortable for me in that the guy who was like the speaker, he didn't work for school. Like he also had an honorary doctorate and comes to talk about things. He's kind of talking about like, oh, pulling up from bootstraps and this, that, and the other thing. Like any of you can achieve anything. But like it wasn't just that he said that, but at this particular graduation ceremony, like I'm looking at the crowd and the Stack isn't some sort of prestigious university. Like I'm looking at the crowd. It's a lot of black and brown in this crowd. And the guy speaking, he's a Wall Street CEO, white in his like 50s. It was very tone deaf of him to say, you can all be anything you want to be. It's like, no, they can't. Sadly, right now. And I try. So when I'm at dinner with my dad and I'm like, oh, this is great. This is cool. This is cool. And I was like, oh, I did, I didn't think, anything, there's a fault of the guy. I don't think anything malicious there, but I was like, I thought it was a little tone deaf when this guy said this. And my dad's girlfriend, she immediately got very like, tried to change the subject to something entirely different. And that's what I mean by making it uncomfortable. Just the mere mention of race, me just being like, he was telling a group of mostly black and brown kids that they can be anything they want to be. And thought it was a little tone deaf because, like, unfortunately, right now they can't until we get this revolution fucking going. And she got so uncomfortable that I even mentioned race. I didn't say anything negative about it. Didn't call anyone racist, right? I didn't even call the speaker racist. I said tone deaf. She got so uncomfortable she tried to change it to some super far out left field topic, but that's making it uncomfortable, is mentioning it. I didn't get into a fight. I didn't tell her like, hey, I didn't like go like, hey, I can't believe you're diverting, blah, 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 blah. It was like, I took a mental note, but I do know I made her uncomfortable, but I think that's good because she's probably, she is a 40, 50-something-year-old white lady in Piermont, New York. She's very comfortable. And it's not bad to be comfortable, but I think it's bad to kind of rest on that and to not do anything for people not like you. So that's what I mean. I don't mean go home and tell everyone, fuck you. Because if your home life is that bad, that like, and that hateful and that prejudice that the first words out of your mouth need to be fuck you, maybe don't go home, stay with your chosen family. But, we should all be making it uncomfortable by mentioning it, by talking about it, by acknowledging it. There's just a lot of people too scared to do that because they don't want to like start a scene. But fucking start a scene because no revolution, no change happened because we all played nice.
Fuck no.
Yeah. And I want you all to know that you heard that from a cisgender straight white guy. Hey, what's up? Just representing. I'm a little tipsy.
I can tell.
Okay.
Welcome to the show.
Can I request things to be cut out or no?
No, you ain't got tits.
What? Boo. I'm kind of got tits.
Nope, not if you skip dinner.
Fair.
Not
I guess I'm not going to be able to drive.
Not voluptuous like me.
You oddly, for as like big as you are, you don't have tits.
I don't.
It's very strange. I feel like I have bigger tits than you, even though like I am a smaller man.
You are.
Yet you don't have tits. That I'm kind of mad about it. all of a sudden, I feel resentful.
Hey, it's okay. Shit happens.
Okay.
Just the genetic lottery.
You, the picture of genetic lottery.
Hey, I don't have tits.
This should be your Tinder bio. Hey, at least I don't have tits.
Yeah, I'm gonna go change that right now. Be like, yo, ladies, I ain't got tits.
What does your Tinder bio say?
Red flag wholesaler.
I don't get. Oh, because like you're full of red flags. What's the nose mean?
Nose goes, I got you. Yeah.
Okay.
I was agreeing with you.
Mine just says like mostly looking to go down on pretty people and eat pizza.
Nice. Actually, I think
I'm actually ignoring like 4 Tinder messages.
Well, thank you
for you.
Proper podcast etiquette.
I want you to know that that's how much I appreciate you.
You're just letting them marinate. It's cool.
Yeah.
Not seeming desperate.
I'm not desperate at all.
No,
I'm only desperate in the sense of I have a time crunch. I'm only in LA till a certain day.
For sure. Actually,
I have to start swiping in, the Bay Area in Portland.
Portland should be fun.
Yeah, but in Portland, I'm mostly going to be with my girlfriend. We'll see.
Hey, maybe you guys get a third.
Oh, yeah, we do that sometimes. She wants to go to the strip club. She said the last time she went to a strip club, she ended up making like $100 because she apparently got up on the stage and danced for a long time and at like 4 a.m. and everyone was encouraging her, and even the stripper was like, yeah, let her go. And she like, so like she blacked out and didn't remember that, and apparently she woke up and was like, why do I have all this money?
Well, Portland's great. It has more strip clubs per capita than anywhere else in the U.S.
Yeah, but I feel like everywhere that says that's like, I feel like a lot of places claim that stat.
No, but it's actually Portland.
Well, I will say this, the quality of strip clubs, like when I was telling people about my route, legit, multiple times people told me go to the strip clubs in Portland, and they also said don't go to the ones in Seattle, because I'm also going to Seattle. And they were like, no, you don't go there, you gotta go to the ones in Portland. So actually Megan and I are really excited to go. We are 100% going to go to one when she flies into Portland and meets me. We're doing a cute thing. She's going to fly and do some of the road trip with me. She's going to go from Portland to the Bay Area with me. We're going to drive down the drive. Did I say words there? Or did I just?
No, you just
slurred all of them.
You just slurred all of them.
All of them together.
Oh, welcome to hour 2, everyone.
Oh my gosh, what is this? You made it weird. How many hours do we do?
7.
Jesus.
We're podcasting till sometime tomorrow.
So
we're doing this for Lou Gehrig's disease, though.
Yeah, but how many people are actually pledged?
We'll find out.
Okay. She's gonna meet me. Us? It's just me.
Oh no, I'm coming too.
Oh shit. Okay, it's cool. I got seats. You can ride in the trunk. So
thanks, Billy. I got seats, but not for your ass because you don't have tits.
Exactly.
You want to see him? Just want? Oh.
No, that was not necessary
for the camera.
The camera does not want to see that. She's going to fly out to Portland. We'll do a night in Portland. Then we're going to go down the Pacific Coast Highway for a few days, kind of enjoy that. And then we'll do a night in the Bay Area, and then she'll fly home. That'll be a nice little boyfriend-girlfriend trip.
It's supportive of your art too. So
I have a gift waiting for her.
What do you got for her?
I was driving through New Mexico and I saw a billboard.
You bought her a billboard?
That would be dope. I saw a billboard for like jewelry, like Native American jewelry, pull over here, petrified trees. I'm like, I don't know what those are. I ended up buying her a bracelet, and I was like, I don't know. It is weird buying jewelry for a girlfriend because like I do not know jewelry. So I'm mostly going through Instagram looking for like where she's wearing a bracelet, and I'm just trying to look for bracelets that kind of look like other bracelets she owns. I think she'll like it. We'll see.
She'll like it because you bought it for her.
Yes and no. Like she'll appreciate it no matter what. It's a matter of if she actually wears it. Because there's only like one outfit I know she wears. I'm like, this definitely goes with that outfit. But we'll see.
We shall see. I want you to report back and be like, yeah, she's rocking it.
I probably won't, but I'll try to.
I'm just going to text you every day, like, she wearing it yet?
I mean, if you text me every day, I will answer. That's easier than me remembering to check in.
Just every day, I'm going to be like, yeah. She wearing it yet?
But it's a cute bracelet. I don't know. I feel like she'll like. Look, I can't buy her gifts often. She's the way richer one in the relationship. But I was like, I found something in my budget. Let's do it. Let's give it a try. I'm trying to be a good boyfriend. I've been such a bad boyfriend apparently so many times before. I'm just trying to like be better on this one.
So why do you think you were a bad boyfriend in the past?
Let's see. It's the subject of my podcast. With Paige, Paige and I broke up 3 times before we like fully called it off. Up until the first breakup, I was just like not a great boyfriend, and I was very cautious about feelings and such. Like it took me a very long time to like grant her the title of girlfriend when she clearly wanted it. I was very like, she said I love you, and then it took me like 3 months to say it back. That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. Yeah,
that's pretty bad.
And were you feeling it and just not saying it, or? I
have a history of saying I love you to people I actually end up not being in love with. I was so nervous about saying it and not meaning it that I just like really dragged my feet. And it doesn't help that she told me she loved me on a rooftop in Bushwick while an orgy broke out around us. We were lying there just looking up at the stars, and she just was like, I love you. And I didn't know what to say, so I didn't say anything. And in my pause, she goes, "It's okay if you don't say it back. I just wanted to let you know."
Aw,
Right. But I'm freaking out.
I understand that.
And then I knew like maybe a month or two later, but then I was like, ooh, it'll be cuter if I tell her at New Year's Eve. So I probably waited an extra 1 or 2 months to say I love you, just so I could say it at midnight on New Year's Eve, which sucks for her because then she's saying it multiple times in this time period. And I'm like, at first I'm not saying it because I'm not sure. And then when I am sure, I'm not saying it because I'm like withholding it for
Comedic timing?
Not comedic, but like for timing. Who the fuck am I? But after the first of the 3 breakups, I definitely changed course a lot, and I was a lot more, I feel like I was a really good boyfriend in the last like 6 months of our relationship. We dated for 22 months. I wasn't a terrible boyfriend for all of it, but for the last 6 months, I was like, I think I was a really good boyfriend. With Shay, I mean, it was a 3-month relationship that felt like 3 years for how ugly and loud it broke up. In that one, I feel like we just both would argue. We both kind of were unreliable narrators when we would retell things. And in that one, I think I let my neuroses and my argumentative nature, my need to be right, overpower me. But then again, I think they were a shitty girlfriend for this just as much as I was a shitty boyfriend, but in different ways. And with Megan right now, I'm just trying to do my best and making sure she knows she's appreciated. Because I think in the early stages, maybe the first 3 or 4 months of the relationship, first like 3 months of the relationship, she didn't feel loved. She didn't feel, she didn't feel really cared for, adored. And I just worked really hard to make sure, like, I'll put it this way. I never want, like, for whatever like happens with us, even if we're in a fight, I never want there to be, even if she's like upset with me, even if I said something wrong, I never want there to be a day where Megan doesn't think that I think she's beautiful. I never want there to be a day where she thinks that I think that she's like not that great of a girlfriend. So I'm okay if we fight. I just want her to fight with me knowing like, yeah, he's being an asshole right now, but like also he knows I'm a babe, because she is. So I'm just like doing my best. And
I mean, that's all you can do, right?
That some would say. But after like almost 6 years of interviewing my exes on my podcast, I like to think I'm learning some lessons. And finally, now that I'm 30, this is my first relationship in my 30s. Just really trying to practice what I've been learning. And like I said, all I try to do is be better yesterday than today. And I'm going to try to be better tomorrow than today. And I will fuck up in the course of all of that. But that's the best that one can do.
Definitely. And I got to say, I meant to say this earlier in the show. I was thinking about this before.
I look like I've lost weight. Thank you.
Still got voluptuous tits, dog.
As you were saying,
I was about to pay you a compliment before you
crossed the line. Okay.
Yeah. Dove right over that motherfucker.
Carry on.
After trying to interview my ex recently, I have to give you a ton of fucking props that you were consistently doing that and consistently have the mental fortitude to do that shit. I just wanted to say, like, I thought it'd be a fun experiment to, step into your interview style, step into your shoes for a minute, and I fucked it up royal, and it was fucking bad.
It's okay, man. It takes a while to like learn how to interview your ex, though. Dude, listen to my my early episodes. Like, it's rough. It's sometimes uncomfortable. In my early days of doing the podcast, I mean early days as in up to like last year, I interrupt a lot. It's worse when you're interrupting an ex, because then it's like you're just doing what you did in the relationship. No, I appreciate that. It's it's definitely something learned, and just like each one is so different. So really, I'm for a lot of them, I'm really starting. I can't even use the skills I learned from a different one, because that was how I interview Allison, but how I interview Emily has to be entirely different. But I do learn a lot of things in each of them. And it's a cool way to make a living.
For sure. And I learned that I'm never doing that again.
Practice makes perfect, dude.
Oh no, I'd rather just have fun conversations with people while drinking instead of, and if it gets deep and personal, awesome, because they do go there. But don't think I have the skill set to be like, yo, why didn't we work out?
I just asked a porn star that on Sunday. It was not the reason I thought.
Spoilers, come on. What?
Oh yeah, my friend Alexis Allure. Like I was just like, hey, like. I thought we stopped fucking because she became monogamous with this dude, her current boyfriend. No, they're open. We just stopped fucking. It was a little less personal. She's like, oh, I just haven't been like fucking anyone outside the relationship, even though I can. But like, I didn't think that. I thought like, oh yeah, she really likes to fuck me, but like she can't because of this guy. She's like, no, I'm so in love with him. I don't want to fuck you anymore. Even though I can. But then she's like, hey, if you open an OnlyFans, like, let's do a scene. I was like, okay.
So sign for Billy's OnlyFans.
Yeah. Look out for it. I think I'm going to start with Sext Panther and see how that goes.
See who wants to text with you.
I got fans of various genders who are like, want me to give them some sexual attention.
Hey, I'm not knocking it. If the money's coming in, do it. Do that shit, bro. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. No, but I don't think I have the skill set. Why are we staring at the cameras?
Yeah, I'm just checking in on the cameras.
You are a little drunk, huh?
No.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten the weed cookie yet.
Yeah, let's not do that. I need you a little coherent for the show.
I'm so coherent.
So coherent.
Look at me. I'm very coherent. I'm a coherent boy. You can clip that. That's the thing.
That's the promo. Yeah, that's the promo.
I'm a coherent boy.
He's a coherent
boy. Did you hear me? I'm a coherent boy, and I don't have tits.
He does not have tits. Oh my God. For the audio audience, Billy lit up like it was fucking Christmas morning. I don't have tits. Oh my God. Anywho. No, but I do not have your skill set to do it. It got bad. I'm not doing that shit again. Then again, I don't have that many exes to fucking actually interview. So
well, you should still release that one day.
I told her I wouldn't.
Boo.
Hey, when I tell someone I'm not going to release it, I won't release it with their voice.
Yeah, but that's what you get for saying you won't release it. That's what I'm booing.
I should make Brandon Brocato record my ex-girlfriend's parts.
Who?
The person who did the redacted episode?
Sure. I mean, I don't think so. I think you should release it as is because I think that will be more raw and real. But whatever, you know, you live in the Matrix and eat that steak. I'm going to take the red pill and see where the rabbit hole goes.
The rabbit hole went to a lot of fucking uncomfortable pauses.
But uncomfortability is where growth comes from.
Or just
if you're comfortable, why would you grow?
Generally through gluttony, but
I'm just telling you, I think you should release it. Not tomorrow, but one day you should hit her up and be like, hey, you know, like I was just thinking about that episode we did and I re-listened to it and I chopped it up a little bit, but I want to release it. And that's that.
We'll see. I first have to maybe be able to get through it myself because I started.
Hey, folks, listeners, what do you call your listeners? Do they have a nickname? Or
yeah, they're my drinking buddies.
Drinking buddies? That's cute. Hey, drinking buddies. If you want to hear Matt's episode with his ex-girlfriend of a significant length, shoot, what's the email address here?
Shit.
Just do they not have one? DM him on Instagram. What do you want?
Give me on Instagram or Twitter.
DM him on Instagram and I guess Twitter, but just DM him and say like you want to hear it because I want to hear it, but I don't want you to send me the file. I want to hear it on the fucking feed.
Billy, who doesn't listen to my show, I'd have to be like, by the way, download.
If you said I put that episode out, I would go download and listen, and then I would give you a minimum of 4, possibly 5 stars.
Oh, you're so nice.
Doesn't it upset you when you get 4 stars? Be like, come on. You have the energy to sit down and do the rating. You even wrote a review. You couldn't just give it 5. Like, I know you feel 4, but you like me enough to give it 4, so just give it 5.
Right? Don't fuck my rating.
Like, If you gave me 3, I wouldn't think you would give me 5. But at 4, you could feel 4 and say, I feel like this is a 4, but I like Billy enough to give him 5 because I know it helps with the stuff. 4-star people, who the fuck are you?
I know.
You're almost as confusing as 2-star people.
Yeah. Honestly, it should be 1 or 5.
It should just be 5.
It should just be 5. But if you hate me for whatever reason, I get your 1. I don't get your 4. I've definitely gotten a couple 1-star reviews,
Okay.
including one person who just said my voice is atrocious.
Who?
I don't remember the dude's name,
Okay.
but I was thankful that he listened. I'm thankful that he spent the time for my voice to irritate his ear holes. Fucking no.
I don't know either. I like how you look at me like, oh, what are you going to do? I'll be like, it's your show, buddy. You lead this way.
Oh, I get to lead?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I get to lead. Oh, thank you, Billy. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not giving it to you. I'm just reminding you.
Oh my God, we're on my show?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, bitch.
Oh my God.
I had my hosting skill set and I was like, oh yeah, I don't need those. I left them in the car.
And the other bottle of whiskey, you bastard.
Yeah, that is true. Well, I didn't know we were going to get through all Knob Creek. There might be some in my flask if that flask is here with us and not in the car.
See, I told you before the show that we didn't have enough whiskey, but no, Billy didn't believe me.
I didn't want to walk. No, I believed you. I just didn't want to walk to my car.
You're like, that's a lot of fucking effort.
It's a whole 3 blocks.
Oh my God, whole 3 blocks.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So far. So far, Billy. What are we going to do?
I don't know.
We're going to die of dehydration with no whiskey.
We're going to have to switch to vodka.
Warm vodka.
I don't know what that means.
It has not been chilled.
Drinking buddies, does it matter? I don't know.
Oh yeah, vodka definitely should be chilled.
Hey, drinking buddies, I want y'all to message me. I just want to hear I just want to know who you are.
I think you're just amused that I call my listeners drinking buddies.
No, I like it. I think it's appropriate. I thought you were gonna say drinkers, but then I was like, oh, that's lame. Drinking buddies is better. I'm trying to think like if there's a better one I would do for a show called and now we drink. Yeah, drinking buddies is good.
It is, because honestly, the whole goal for the show is I want the audience to feel like they're sitting in this chair right here, like we were at a bar, and they're just overhearing our conversation.
Same. My show's like I want you to feel like you were sitting in that chair, jerking off to what we're talking about. It's similar. I call mine fan whores or whoreheads.
Well, and that makes sense for the Manwhore Podcast.
Yeah.
See, I'm weird. Like, I don't want to ever refer to my listeners as fans.
Okay. Well, if you're, I mean, this doesn't apply to you, but for those like podcasts where it's literally just their friends listen, yeah, that's weird. But you know, when you got actual fans, I think that's fine to say. If you think that's uncomfortable, try fucking them. It's fun.
Unfortunately, looking at my demo, most of my listeners are male. So
sorry, dude.
Sorry, dude. Not
Gotta get those lady listeners like me.
See, got to be more sex positive instead of just having porn stars on.
Everyone's like, Billy, you're all sex positive and lame. I'll be like, and I am having such better sex than you.
I have never said you're lame to your face.
No, not to my face.
I've never said you're lame.
Okay.
I was making a joke there, Billy. Don't worry.
Oh, do you do comedy now?
I'd like to think of myself as a...
Man, I was being so nice until I drank whiskey.
this is how it
damn
goes.
it.
This is how it starts to go last time. I just didn't shit on your show before you got on. So
Oh, man, I was trying really hard.
I think of myself as a comedic personality. Thank you. Thank you. No, I can't be a fucking stand-up. Fuck no. I don't have the writing chops for it.
Okay.
I
No
admit
one's
that.
making you. Trust me. We don't need another one.
You're like, another fucking Jew? We don't need another one of those.
Don't need another. We don't need anything. 5-year hiring freeze is what we need.
Unfortunately, Netflix right now with comedy is like fucking ESPN with poker back in the day. It's like, oh my God, so much of it's fucking there. Anyone thinks they can fucking do it.
I mean, that's been going on since long before Netflix. I interviewed Kevin Pollak in like 2012, 2013. And I remember he was telling me like back in the 80s, you would say to someone like, oh, you'd be like, I'm a comedian. And they'd be like, oh, that's really cool. That's really interesting. And then in the 90s, he said he would tell people, I'm a comedian. And they'd be like, oh, my cousin's a comedian. And he's like, today I'll be like, I'm a comedian. And they'll be like, oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's 100% accurate. And I've had people be like, "Oh, you're a comedian." I'm like, "No, I am not a fucking comedian."
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Thanks for reinforcing that. Ben.
Anytime, buddy. I care about you. Please don't kill yourself.
Don't worry, I'll kill you first.
Don't do that. I mean, if you are going to kill yourself, don't take me out with you. Just, I'd prefer you do neither.
Well, I'm going to do neither.
Good.
But I'm going to take him out first.
But block her number.
I'm not blocking her number. There's no need to block her number.
There's such need.
I'm not texting her. I'm not texting her.
Okay.
There are plenty of other people that I can devote my attention to at the moment.
Oh, really now?
Yeah. I don't know if it's reciprocated, but I'm trying.
You hear that? You hear that? Drinking buddies, he's rolling in the puss. I got so many people I could text right now. I got all this coochie and
I'm not bragging. Fuck. I'm saying I have other people that I can devote my attention to. I don't know if it's reciprocated or not, but I'm trying.
Okay.
It's better to at least, holler at someone and figure out where it's going than backpedal like that shit.
Okay. I got nothing to add to that.
You got nothing to add to that?
No.
And
It's
not
the problem with having a drinking show with a lightweight.
I know. I'm sober.
That's disgusting.
I know. I could drink more.
I mean, I can drink more. I just I feel like I can maybe drive.
You should not drive.
I definitely can't drink again and drive. I know that.
You should not drive.
I can pass a field sobriety test right now. I might ask you, depending on if I get pulled over tonight, I might ask you to cut this part out of the episode.
Right, exactly. Anywho.
And like burn the tapes.
Right, like, none of this happened. Don't take this to court. I actually, at one point, was talking about putting in a breathalyzer as a segment in the show at the end.
You should.
No. I got advised by a lawyer to not do that.
Why?
The liability of, like, if you left here now and got in a car accident.
Right. No, but then it's just more like if someone can't drive, then you should just pay for an Uber back. It'd be worth the gag.
I think so too. But I was advised by a lawyer not to do it.
It's only if you don't like make sure they get home.
Right, but in some situations, I have no control over that.
Yeah, you do. Like I did a reality show, Date Night Live on Lifetime. No big deal, everybody.
Not on his IMDb, sadly.
Yeah, no, look, they accidentally set me up with a Trump supporter and they had no idea. Because they just assumed that, well, there's no way like a 29-year-old lady in New York City would be a Trump supporter. They found like the one.
Some producer fucked up Royal there.
He did, and I genuinely believed him because like he was a gay Muslim British dude. And as soon as she left the bar, after like the whole thing was over, he ran out. He's like, Billy, I'm so sorry. I had no idea, because everybody was supposed to have like a thing to reveal on the show. That was kind of the idea. Like, they put us on test dates. So the test date I went on, who actually I wish that was my real date because I thought she was super cute. She was like, I think 35 or 40, but she had a kid. So that was like her reveal. My reveal was supposed to be that at the time I was in an open relationship. I was still dating Paige at the time. So my whole thing was like, oh, I have a girlfriend and whatever. The producer runs out of the bathroom area. When she leaves, it goes, Billy, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. Her thing was supposed to be that she's 29 and still lives with her parents. But it turns out her real thing was that, like, she's a Trump supporter.
And lives with her parents. Doubly unattractive.
Yeah.
Because their parents are probably Trump supporters too.
Right. But so Lifetime, because this liability thing and we were drinking, they actually put everyone who did participate in the show got put in an SUV. Not just in the SUV, with a security guy in the SUV separate from the driver to literally visually watch me walk into my apartment building. Basically, like to limit liability. It's like, they're not even going to drop you off and hope you get inside. He's like, my job is to make sure you're inside your apartment building and then we leave. If you want to go outside right afterwards, that's on you. But they want to make sure you're literally inside your building. And I was like, interesting.
I don't got that Lifetime money.
You don't have the Lifetime money. But yeah.
So, at the advice of my counsel, the party lawyer.
I do want to own one. I want to have one in the car just to know. I don't mind taking the Uber if I have to, or just like sleeping in the car if I have to. But
Be careful with sleeping in the car.
Why?
You can get a DUI if you're sleeping in your car.
Not if your car's off.
Yes, you can.
You can't.
100%.
Explain.
So it depends. If you have the ability to operate the vehicle, you can still get a DUI if you're sleeping in your car.
No, I'd have to actually operate the vehicle.
No, I'm dead serious.
I am dead serious as well. Because I'll put it this way: if you're sleeping in your car in a place that you can't be, the officer's going to be like, "Well, you need to drive away from this place because you can't legally be in this spot." And then as soon as you turn on the ignition, then he can arrest you for the DUI. But I can only get like ticketed for being in a spot I'm not allowed to be in.
According to California law, a driver can be arrested for a DUI if they're found sleeping inside their vehicle while intoxicated.
And this is from
expertlawfirm.com.
Well, that seems to be California.
Let's see. Let me find another article.
If the keys, I'll put it this way, I'll have a really great case if the keys are not in the ignition and I'm not sleeping on the shoulder of a highway. I'm pretty sure I'd win. It's fine. I'm not worried about it.
So you have to have the keys not in the vehicle at all.
That would be a tough, I'd be able to argue that with a judge. Depending where the car is. If I'm on the shoulder of a highway, it's different. But if I'm like in the bar parking lot, if I am in a driveway thing, if I am in a park and ride, I could argue that I was already parked there, and then after a night drinking I realized I couldn't drive. I just went back to the park and ride and just slept in the car. I didn't drive to the park and ride. That's fine. But obviously if the keys are in the ignition, the officer has a case there. But is this what your listeners want to hear us argue about DUI law, of which neither of us are an expert?
Well, I'm Googling.
Which is also not, that still doesn't make you an expert.
Anywho, but yes, you can.
Agree to disagree.
Why don't we put it to the test, Billy? Why don't we just get you out there trashed in your car sleeping?
If it wasn't so late, I would go ahead. I would feel confident driving to the open mic I was going to go to.
Well, no. I just want you to sleep. I'm going to call the police and we'll see if you're going to put your theory to a test. Shots?
All that pause was where the audience is probably laughing.
Maybe not. We'll see.
He says shots.
Have you ever done a shot, Malort?
What's a Malort?
It's a liquor from Chicago.
I will do a shot of it if I can pee while you pour it.
All right. Let's do that.
Okay, let's do that.
Billy's going to pee. I'm going to pour the Malort. Let's do this. All right, drinking buddies. I got the Malort. So as soon as Billy gets back, we're going to do a shot of it. This should be fun. Haven't done a shot of Malort on air in a minute. It's going to be a good fucking time. Oh, this is going to be fun. And Billy's back, and we're about to do shots of Malort.
Shot singular.
Well, I'm doing a shot, and you were doing a shot, so we're
Yes.
doing shots.
Okay. I'm here. Oh, you're filming me. I can film you too.
Okay, we can
I
film
can
each
take
other.
out my thing. Hold on. Okay. What are we doing a shot to? I don't do shots for no reason.
Oh, we're doing shots to do shots of Malort, and that you're in LA.
I will settle for because I'm in LA.
Cheers,
Hello.
buddy. Cheers, buddy.
Oh! It won't leave. This is what I imagine ass tastes like. Oh, because I don't eat butt. Oh, fuck you.
It's fine. I did one too.
How fuck you. How much more do we have here? That just ruined this for me. Oh, fuck this guy. He's not a good friend. I thought he was a good friend. He's not a good friend. Fuck this guy. Oh.
So that is a Chicago tradition.
That hurt. I ain't like that.
I'm sorry.
No bueno. No me gusta.
It is Swedish liqueur. No, it tastes like death. I'm well aware.
That's worse than limoncello.
Limoncello is tasty.
No.
No, Malort is definitely...
Limoncello is terrible. And that was way worse.
Oh, yeah. No, Malort's still absolutely horrible.
I'm not going to feel bad if I barf anywhere after that.
As long as it's not on my gear, I don't care.
I'm not going to make promises. You wanted to put that in my body. I'm not liable.
You okay?
Yeah, that was gross. Like, I didn't need food tonight. Remember, you were like, "Oh, you're gonna want to eat later." I was like, I'm probably good. I ate this thing. I'll probably, maybe a tiny bag of chips, not a normal bag of chips, but like a tiny bag of chips. Like the dollar bag of chips, because I just a little something. No, now I might need an actual thing. I might need an actual 10-piece McNugget just to get that out of my fucking body. Oh, you're an asshole. What do you want to talk about?
Billy's like, now I'm in the hostile mode.
No, go now. Yeah, now go. You be a host because I don't. Ugh. I thought we were friends.
We are friends. I did a shot with you.
Are we?
I did a shot with you.
You like that?
No, I don't.
Then why'd we do a shot of it? Why do you even have that?
Because it's
just to fuck with people.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you.
But it's worth it.
No.
I mean, if you want to see something truly horrible, I could show you me drinking Malort straight out of the bottle.
No. That gave me things.
Yeah, one of the worst nights in my life was our friend's bachelor party where a bar thought it was fun to buy us rounds and rounds of Malort. And I had to do a ton of shots of that shit.
Okay. Oh, that was terrible.
Oh, yeah. No, it's probably still lingering. It's definitely still lingering for me.
I have no words right now. This is me in protest.
But it's like, I'm just going to be silent on the podcast for the remainder of the show. Just out of fucking protest.
I'm just going to look here and be pretty. Hey, how you doing? You drive this conversation, motherfucker.
I will.
After putting that in my body.
I'm sorry. That was non-consensual. I just effectively, violated your trust.
All right. What do you want to talk about, bitch?
What do I want to talk about? Besides your horrible life experience right there.
Yeah. Besides
strip clubs in Portland, what do you got going for the rest of the road trip? What else is going on?
I actually don't know where I'm going to be after February 10th. I have some ideas.
Where are you going to be on the 9th?
Saturday is the 1st. So I'm going to drive up to the Bay Area. I've got an interview up there. I might have someone that have sex with that time period. The 2nd is the Super Bowl, and since the Niners are in it, and I think my future brother-in-law will be in town for it, I'm gonna try to link up and watch Super Bowl with him. Then I drive up to Portland. I might go have a little mutual masturbation session with a listener in between. Portland, I have some people to network with. I've got a podcast or two to do, and then my girlfriend meets me there on the 5th or something. Then we're going to drive down the coast, like I said, go to the Bay Area on the 9th. She flies out, and then I have an interview on the 10th. Then I don't know. I think I'm going to go fuck a fan in Arizona on the 11th or 12th. And then I think I want to go to New Orleans or Mississippi. I have a listener, I have a high school hookup that I'm going to see if I can get her to agree to do the podcast, in which case I would go to Virginia. I might go hook up with a fan in South Carolina. You know what? Look, I had a tour set up and a lot of the show dates fell through. So I'm kind of trying to turn this into a little bit of a fuck trip. Go have sex with the people that I like to have sex with, or who've wanted to have sex with me, who just don't live in New York. Just going to kind of tour this dick around the country a little bit. Do a lot of episodes, also on this trip, I'm doing a lot of recordings. I'm here in LA, got a lot of guests out here. I'm recording with some people up north, and then seeing if there's any other X's along the way. You know, for example, if I can get like 3 or 4 exes in Florida to agree to do the show, I'll go stop in Florida. And then the idea is to get back to New York by the 20th because my girlfriend's going to go to Brazil for like 2 weeks on the 21st. So it would be nice to see her before she leaves.
You
But
should.
also, there's a fan who's going to be in New York from the 19th to the 23rd. And it'd be nice to also like get naked with her while she's in town.
I think you can make both happen.
Yeah, we'll see. But I am excited to go to do the drive with Megan. That's going to be really nice because, like, also we both enjoy some fun, like, public hanky panky. So I'm going to remind her to bring dresses. That's the big frustration. It's like, babe, I would fuck you so much more often in public if you wear dresses more often. I know it's cold, but it's so much more difficult for us both to wear pants and accomplish this task. But yes, that should be fun. And then, like I said, you know, I now want to go see her before she leaves town because I love her. And
Have you told her you loved her already?
oh yeah, no, I have not made that mistake again.
Good.
So I
Good.
told Shay that I loved them like 2 months in, maybe sooner, and that was probably an overreaction to making Paige wait way too long. And so I feel like with Megan, I found a healthy in between. I told Megan I loved her, like, I think in September, maybe. Yeah, I think September. Yeah, she told me in like August, September. I told her September, October. So I didn't wait as long.
And you guys are poly, right?
Yeah, she lives with her boyfriend of over 2 years.
You totally down?
Yeah. I mean, I'm still like working on how I interact with him, like in person. We're not usually in the same space as often. He also like has a very different work schedule. So like, even if I do sleep over when he is technically sleeping at their house, you know, like they have a guest bedroom and he like will get home. He's a bartender. So he gets home maybe like after we go to bed, but we don't not get along. I'll just put it that way. I haven't pissed him off yet. I'm
Awesome.
trying to keep it that way.
That's awesome. I personally, I don't think I can do polyamory.
That's okay. No one's making you.
I know. No, I'm just saying, like, I
It's
appreciate.
just weird. A lot of people will be like, I don't think I could do the thing. And it's like, but no one asked you,
Well, thank you.
which is almost like a way of otherizing the way of life. Because
Oh, I'm not knocking it. I'm saying I don't have the tools to do it.
I'm just saying you never like meet someone who says like they're like a Rams fan and you don't go like, I don't know, man. I don't think I could ever root for that team. Like that just it's like, I know it's not intentionally I don't know if condescending is the right word, but I'm going to use it because I can't think of the right word. So I don't think it's consciously condescending, but there's a tone of it where it's like the only reason to address that you couldn't do it is because it's so out there in the first place, because you don't say I could never blank with other ways of life often. You know what I mean? Like you hear someone goes for a road trip, or I mean, not even that. Like if you hear someone has this job, you rarely go, I mean, I could never like be a mathematician for work.
I don't know. I just said an hour ago I couldn't be a comedian. So
Well, the fact that it was an hour ago says something about the length of the podcast, but
I'm exaggerating on how long ago it was.
but are you? You know, it's
I might be. I don't know. I'd have to play back what I.
But just I think there's something. It's a very common thing where with non-monogamy, people go like, I could never, and it's like, but no one asked.
Well, that's the thing. I could do non-monogamy. I can't do polyamory.
Okay, but again, it still comes back to like, no one asked.
I mean, one of the people I'm trying to talk to right now is polyamorous.
That would be a better context to say such thing. I'm dating someone I'm hooking up with someone who's polyamorous, but I'm not sure if I could do the thing, as opposed to saying I can never be polyamorous in reaction to me saying I am. You know what I mean?
I was trying to pay you a compliment that you were able to do it.
But like, I don't think it should be. I think everyone should be doing what's best for them. That's even then, I don't think exceptionalizing my way of life is complimentary. I think just kind of treating it like it's anything else.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Again, I don't think it's conscientious. I think a lot of people say it. They don't have.
I'm not disparaging.
Right.
Definitely
I don't
not
think
disparaging
that's
your
the
lifestyle.
intention with most people, but like it's still.
Oh, it definitely is with some people.
With some, but for others, I think they don't realize what they're saying is, and that's why I bring it up.
Fair enough.
It's like telling, like, if you met someone and they said, like, oh, what do you do for work? I'm an accountant. What do you do for work? I'm a porn star. Oh, I could never do porn. Bitch, I didn't ask you. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like that.
Okay, fair enough. As I said, try and talk to someone who is declared polyamorous. So I don't think I have the tools to do the job.
And that's okay.
Yeah. I'm A-okay with non-monogamy. I'm perfectly okay. When it becomes becoming emotionally attached to multiple people, or it becoming beyond the physical, I don't know if I have the tools to cope.
I mean, you're still working on like dealing with one at a time, so I get it.
Yeah.
No, I've never had two girlfriends at the same time, but like, this is probably my first truly poly relationship, because before it was like I was dating people who they were also poly, but no one had romantic partners. We all had a lot of other sexual partners.
Right. And I'm okay with the sexual partners.
Right. So this is my first, like, this isn't the first time I've like called myself poly, but it's the first time I've done a poly relationship. But it happens to be that she's the one with the two boyfriends. It's going all right. There's been no complaints between us.
The Malort.
She's had complaints about each of us individually, but it's like he and I are fine.
Where do you see it eventually going?
I mean, I've been dating her for 7 months. I'm just like dealing with like not being a shitty boyfriend.
Fair enough.
That whole first year is just me like trying to not suck and then taking it from there. But I don't know. Like, she doesn't want to be married. I don't need to be married. He doesn't need to be married again. No one's trying to have kids right now. There's no reason to think about like where it's going. It's like, this is my girlfriend. I love her. I want her in my life. I don't see an end in the near future of it. So there's like that whole conversation of where do you want it to be going? I'm like, where it is. Like, this is where we continue to build intimacy and grow closer and closer and have a lot of interesting experiences and such. Like, we're on the path that I want to be on.
That's the important part. You're on the yellow brick road. You're going off to Oz.
Yeah, but that's the thing. There's no Oz. It's just we're on a yellow brick road and it's great.
It's okay. The wizard was an illusion anyways.
Yeah. No, I saw the movie.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't look at me and shake your head. This is your show. This is your ship to sail.
It is. Fuck.
I finally get to take the hosting gloves off. It's a relief.
I don't have to do shit. I can just sit here and be like, what, Matt? Say something. Ask me questions.
Exactly. Such a relief.
I know. It's such a fucking relief. So as you go down I don't fucking know.
No. Please continue. Gotcha.
It's okay. So do you think of yourself more of a scarecrow, a tin man, or a cowardly lion?
Ooh, that's actually a really good question. I have brains. I have emotional intelligence, but it's very much learned. That's difficult. I'm probably a cowardly lion. Yeah, I will go with that.
I bounce between the tin man and the cowardly lion personally.
I think you have more heart than you're giving yourself credit for.
A lot of days I don't.
No, I think you're confusing cowardness with the heartlessness.
Oh no,
I could also say something like that too. But if I'm being honest with myself, there's a lot of parts that would make me think I'm a tin man that are really just cowardice. Like at the heart of it is cowardice. It's not like I don't have a heart. It's I'm afraid to feel. I'm afraid to connect. I'm afraid of this. Being heartless, I mean, that's really more sociopathic. And you're not a sociopath because you've already expressed sympathy, and by being able to do so, it just means you're not a sociopath.
No, I'm not a fucking sociopath, but I've definitely treated some women wrong. And
right, but I don't think that's heartlessness. I think that's just human. I think that I would probably be more of a coward than anything. It's possible you're a scarecrow, but I think you're more cowardly than stupid.
Well, thanks, Billy. Thanks.
Anytime.
No, I'm definitely more cowardly than stupid.
Yeah.
But I've definitely been heartless with a fair number of partners over the years.
Yeah, but you have to think about where was the heartlessness coming from? Was it the heartlessness coming from fear, or were you truly being like a sociopath? I think the Tin Man is, I mean, not is the portrayal, but if it was a philosophy,
the metaphor
of the Tin Man is supposed to be a sociopath. He's got no heart. He can't empathize with other people. As soon as you can empathize with other people, you're not a Tin Man. You could be stupid, but you're not a Tin Man.
I don't know why I'm protesting and trying to sell myself on being a Tin Man, but they're definitely, I mean, I'm not a sociopath because I feel guilty about my behavior, but in the moment there's definitely been some partners where like I didn't give a fuck about them. I was only there because like, nah, this feels good.
Yeah, I don't think that's sociopathic though. I don't think that's heartless. I think that's a sexual encounter. I think you're fine.
Yeah, we'll see what the shrink says.
We will. I hope are you going to go tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going to go. So from Drinking Buddies, I'm going to go sign up for therapy tomorrow.
I am going to check in on you on that.
Okay.
Because you're sadly like probably one of the top 10 friends I've got.
Oh, so God damn. That's depressing.
And I feel like that means I've got to check in when you say you're going to do a thing. I got to make sure you do it.
I'm one of Billy's top 10. That is fucking depressing.
I mean, I think through your own stubbornness to be so. But yes, I've warmed to you. And I'm like, oh, I think he cares. So I should care too. So I do. And I will be checking if you go, and I hope you do.
I love that he thought I might have committed suicide last night, and his only...
Really, I thought you were going to commit suicide early this morning, but yeah.
Why early this morning?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I would imagine if you did, it would have been after a long night of drinking by yourself while I was asleep.
Yeah, I didn't drink a drop.
There was also like a minute, and it was like a short minute where I thought like, what if he killed himself, and like also tried to set it up as a last act of willpower to make it look like I did it. Wow, that would suck.
You would have woke up with a gun in your hand.
Right, something like that. Like, oh, maybe he like while I was asleep, he put put things in my hands so my fingerprints are on them.
Oh yeah, your fingerprints are on.
These are all very real thoughts I had this
Your
morning.
fingerprints are on 4 of my guns now.
Before I did my morning pages, this is what I thought. Do you own guns, and are they here?
Oh yeah.
That's something I want to do with Megan on the trip. Is I want to go to a shooting range because she shot a gun. I've never shot a gun before.
Oh yeah, I mean your fingerprints really are on 4 guns.
Okay, just don't tell me where they are because I have issues and I don't need to know where a gun is.
What's your issue with firearms?
No, I have an issue as I'm a sad boy and I just...
Yeah, I'm not letting you shoot yourself with my guns.
Right, just don't tell me where they are though. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay, I won't tell you where they are.
I do want to go to the shooting range with Megan because I've never shot a gun before. And I think that would be like a fun thing, like a date to do.
No, it is. And I actually used to take women on as a first date to go shooting.
Yeah.
Multiple times I've done that. It's a good first date.
Good.
Most of the time, though. Definitely taking a girl on a date to go shooting and resulted in her hysterically crying because she just couldn't deal with it. This is a fairly safe environment. I'm sorry. Misread the room there.
It's like, this makes me remember Parkland.
No, I mean, well, actually, that's fair.
You know, one of my favorite fantasy football team name that I ever had, and I've had a few good ones. I've had stuff like Adrian Beats his son, right? Stuff like that. My favorite team name I ever did was Cam Newtown Massacre. It's my favorite one. Nice.
I appreciate
Thank you.
the fuck out of that. Did you win that season?
I think I won that season, but I think it was Adrian Beats' son. I was in like 4 or 5 leagues. So I think the Cam Newtown Massacre team didn't win, but I did win that year with a different team. I think I won with Adrian Beats' son.
Not quite as good.
With Ezekiel Elliott, my first round pick. I made a little graphic. I found like a jockey and a horse, which I found out later might have been mildly racist, but I put Zeke's face on the horse's face and put my face on the jockey's face because honestly I rode Zeke into the championship.
Yeah, that's a little racist.
No, but it was like,
I mean, it's a little unintentionally racist.
I was just riding this particular player into my championship who happened to be black. But he also happened to be like one of the best running backs of the year. So what are you going to do? I won, so.
Not make a gif of you riding him down the field?
I would have done it if it was Phillip Rivers, if he was still doing anything.
I mean, I'm not here to judge.
No, you're here to ask fucking questions.
That's what I'm here to do, Billy Procida. I'm here to ask you questions about your things and your life and the thing.
It is your show, and I am the guest.
Are you? Are we doing the Manwhore podcast? Do you know where you are right now?
Yeah, I almost could drive. I could drive in 20 minutes.
You'll still be tasting Muller.
A glass of water in 20 minutes, and I can drive.
I don't think you should.
Man, I better never get pulled over for DUI because like this episode's going to be used as evidence.
Oh, I know. I'm going to send it to the defense attorney.
Great.
Oh, wait.
I am the defense, so I appreciate that because then we could kill it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely not going to call the cops on you sleeping in your car just to prove a point.
I'm going to let you sit with that one as you look for me for a response.
I got the response I needed.
Okay.
Please Venmo Billy money for his legal defense.
Yeah, my Venmo is at Billy Procida. That's Procida. My Cash App is $Manwhore Pod. And my PayPal, if you really only have PayPal, which is kind of weird, but it's fine. You can just send it to manwhorepod@gmail.com. For my plugs, I don't care about social media. Just send me money.
Just send Billy money for his legal defense.
/ like I need some random motel rooms along this road trip.
Might as well get you some bed bugs while you're at it.
Yeah.
But for real, actually, we're going to call last call on this motherfucker.
Oh, do we do another shot?
You don't want to do another shot.
Can we do a shot of something else?
I mean, we have some vodka.
I know we have other things. I'm asking if we can do a shot of something else.
We definitely can.
Okay, so I will go grab a bottle thing. We'll pour stuff.
Why don't we rinse out these glasses first so we don't have Malort in them while we do that shot?
Whatever, you bitch.
I'll do another shot of Malort.
Nope.
Be sure to look on my Instagram for the video of Billy's Malort face. Billy is going to the bar. That's quite a dead bottle. Not that.
Why do you have dead bottles?
Because those bottles are special.
What's special about this?
The dead man's hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's special about it?
I have the dead man's hand tattooed on me as well.
Yeah, but like if I drop this bottle right now.
You dropped a bottle and you'll be cleaning it up.
Okay. Then why do you? It's fine. Well, okay. There's not enough of that. All right, this works.
All right, we're doing a shot of tequila, so we're going 3 liquors tonight.
What kind of liquor is that?
Malort is Malort.
But was a Malort? Is that a brand?
It is a type of Swedish liqueur.
It's a liqueur.
Yeah.
I don't understand what liqueurs are.
It has to do with their proof and how they're made. And Billy's talking off mic, so this will just be horrible post work.
Tell us more about what a liqueur is.
I'm going to actually Google the actual definition. 'Cause we're going to do this the easy way. The general difference is that liqueurs are sweetened spirits with various flavors, oils, and extracts added to them. Wormwood is what's added to that.
How do you do the last call? Do you have like a question that you ask? You don't have to do post work. People will hear me faintly. I'm not talking for like a minute off mic. I'm talking for like a sentence. I think you can leave it be. It adds texture to the episode. Because then it's like, oh, look, he's like away from the mic and now he's back on the mic. It's okay. Don't hurt yourself with the work, dude.
But that's what I do.
Okay. Well, so how does last call work?
Last call is generally just the time for us to sign off and do plugs.
Okay. Do we do what's the order of operations?
The order of operations is Billy Procida. Where can the drinking buddies find you on the interwebs? Where can they find your shit? Where can they find the Manwhore Podcast?
Well, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram. Just search Billy Procida, Procida. I pop up because they're different handles and none of you are going to write them down. But most importantly, I have a great show called the Manwhore Podcast. I typically talk to women I've hooked up with about sex, dating, and why we didn't work out. I also talk to porn stars, sex educators, dating experts, sex workers, queer performers, and feminist authors. And you can find the Manwhore Podcast wherever you are listening to And Now We Drink.
You can indeed. We're about to do a shot of tequila, and then we're going to get the fuck out of here, maybe eat some weed cookies.
Matt, who are you voting for in the primary?
I can't. I'm an independent.
And who would you?
Bernie.
Okay, who's your number 2?
Bernie.
Okay, but who's your number 2?
Joe Rogan.
No, but seriously, I'm saying like you have to have a second.
Why?
Because we are all going to unite around whoever the Democratic candidate is.
Right. So I don't need to pick a number 2.
But okay, if Bernie had a heart attack, who in this
Another
field, who would you pick?
Andrew Yang, because I want my fucking $1,000.
That's okay. That's at least an answer.
I want my fucking 1,000, Andrew. I'm going to keep tweeting at you till I get my fucking grand. Where's my fucking money?
With Kamala out of the race, Bernie's my number 2. Salute. And now we drink.
And now we drink. Better than the Malort?
Better.
Billy's still making the harsh face.
I switched from liquor to weed a while ago, so I'm still getting there.
For sure. We're going to call, since we've called last call on this motherfucker, and you know where to find Billy now, and we've done another shot.
Where do they find you?
Oh my God.
Where can they listen to this podcast?
Well, wherever they can find podcasts. I'm literally anywhere. The preference is you listen to it on Laughable.
I love that Laughable is your preferred podcast app of choice.
Ned's my guy.
Ned is good people.
Ned is good people.
But I don't use the Laughable app.
Why not?
I use Apple Podcasts. I'm basic.
Laughable's such a better app.
Okay.
Also, Laughable believed in this show when no one else did, so I'm
True.
I'm wow.
No. Ned. Sorry. Ned believed in my show before anyone did. That's what I meant.
Ned started sponsoring the show to a degree back when we had like 20 something episodes, next to nothing.
Yeah, he did the same. He's good people.
And I believe in Laughable as a product. I don't just plug it because like I have a relationship with Ned. It's because I really do believe in it. Like I believe in the app. I believe in what they believe in.
My favorite aspect of the Laughable app is that you can search a comedian that you like, and then outside of any show they do themselves, you can actually see them on other shows. It reads that part of the RSS feeds, and that's a really cool one. So
Yeah, you can see me in a ridiculous hat.
okay.
My profile picture is absolutely ridiculous. I'll show it to you when we get off air. But we're, instead of doing a Laughable ad that you probably got at the beginning of the show also, I haven't decided what ads I'm doing this week, but you can find me at Matt_Slayer on Twitter, Matt Slayer on Instagram, Matt F. Slayer on Facebook. You can find the podcast at And Now We Drink on Twitter, and Now We Drink _ on Instagram. And until next week, drink up, motherfuckers. And Billy is humping the air.
I didn't hump. I exclaimed with my fists.
A hump would have been better.